This is a live presentation of the Ticats Audio Network. Are you ready? Ticats football is on the air.
Touchdown, Tiger-Cats! Caught it! It's a touchdown!
Number 17, Luke Tasker, what a catch!
Now the voice of the Tiger-Cats. Here is RJ Broadhead with analyst Luke Tasker.
Good evening. Beautiful night in Hamilton. 24 degrees, feels like about 26. Not a lot of wind either, and the sun is setting. So that east side of the stadium in the sun right now, the field in shadows, but it is a huge game as the Ticats get set for a bye week next week. They'd love to go into the bye on a positive note. To do that, they have to beat the Montreal Alouettes. The banged up Montreal Alouettes. They have a lot of players injured, including former Ticat Ciante Evans, who leads the league in interception or knockdowns. But for the Tiger-Cats, Taylor Powell at quarterback. Luke, I don't know how much you saw him in warm-up. I know you were busy, but he was on the money. It was a warm-up that you'd put in the record books. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You know what? Funny you say that. I actually remember seeing him before his first start a couple of weeks ago, and honestly, same thing. Quick, really, really sharp before the game, and, you know, quick release, throws on the run well. I'm very, very excited to see him in his second start. Really kind of impressed with him early this season and the times we've seen him in Edmonton, at home against Toronto, and, you know, I'm expecting good things from the young quarterback for Hamilton.
For the fourth straight game, the Tiger-Cats will have a different starting quarterback than they did the week before, but Taylor Powell has some experience. He said he's not nervous. He looks extremely relaxed. The Alouettes will have Cody Fajardo, and the Tiger-Cats, Luke, will have to find a way to get to him and limit what he can do, and he won't have one of his favorite targets, Keon Julian Grant, and Austin Mack. We're still waiting to see if he'll play. Yeah,
missing a couple big names potentially too there. You know, the Alouettes have let a lot of sacks up this season as well, and you got to hope that Ticat defense is going to make it difficult for Cody Fajardo to stand in his pocket and make completions down the field. But we've got two teams coming off wins here, RJ. I think this is going to be a great football game tonight. Both of these guys trying to chase down the Argonauts, who are in the outright lead, but of course coming off a surprising loss to Calgary, and the East is very interesting right now. But tonight's going to start to solidify and help take shape this battle for second place.
Yeah, that Argos loss made things a lot more interesting. Tiger-Cats come into this one winners of 3 of their last 4. Alouettes have lost 3 of their last 4. But like Luke said, both teams coming off of a victory. It's a big one in the East Division from Tim Hortons Field, and kickoff is coming up next. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Thanks for tuning into the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker, almost set to get underway. You know, there's not much wind at Tim Hortons Field when they let the fireworks off prior to the coin toss, and the smoke just hovers. It's not getting blown away. It's about a 5-kilometer wind out of the east. Ben Major is the referee tonight. Hopefully we don't have to mention him too often. Tiger-Cats, it's an area that they cleaned up a bit last week in that victory against Ottawa. So the coin toss at midfield. Ben Major, the referee. Let's have a listen.
We'll do the coin toss today, okay? This is the coin we're going to use. The Tiger-Cat logo is tails. The league logo is heads. Montreal, tails is the call. Jennifer, do us the honors, please. Tails is the call. Oh. Do it again.
She caught it.
Not allowed to catch it.
Tails is the call. It is a tails. You won. You want to defer to the second half, okay? It's your choice now. You want the ball? Where do you want to kick from? Okay, so change sides. Hamilton will receive over here. Have a good game, guys.
So the Hamilton will start from the north end. That means they'll be going from left to right, and they will take the ball early, and that's good for Taylor Powell to get into the game as soon as possible and try to get into a groove and get off to a good start, something the Tiger-Cats have struggled with the most part this season, Luke. It's an area that will make a victory a lot easier if they can start better.
You're right. Early in the season against Montreal, Matt Schultz at quarterback, and they started with some big explosive plays down the field. Tim White with some huge receptions early in that game, and of course the Ticats coming up short on touchdowns in that first matchup against Montreal a few weeks ago. 4 field goals in that game for 12 points, and that has to change tonight. RJ, the Ticat fans have just been, we've seen so many times throughout this season, drives come up short of the end zone and have to settle for field goals. Mark Leggio, by the way, 16 of 16, so
yes.
Field goals are a doable thing for this Ticat team, but touchdowns are going to need to come from this offense tonight.
Field goals are good. How are you feeling about converts right now?
That's true. Interestingly, for 16 of 16 in field goals, Mark Leggio has struggled at times with the converts, and that obviously does not help.
Yeah, it's weird. He's 5 for 8 in converts, but it's just a strange stat. He's been perfect with a long of 50 yards. That's what got the Ticats into trouble against the Alouettes in the first game, though. In week 3 at Tim Hortons Field, they had some great drives early on and had to settle for field goals, and then all it took was that punt return touchdown from Chandler Worthy, and that just changed the momentum, gave Montreal the lead, and they never looked back.
Well, you're right. Montreal, first game against the Ticats, a defensive touchdown and a special teams touchdown. Very hard to overcome that from this Ticat team.
Tyreek McAllister leads the CFL in kickoff return average. He would love to get the Ticats off to a great start. The only part of the field that's still in the sun is the end zone the Tiger Cats will be heading to in the south. Tyreek McAllister stands at his 10. Inside, the numbers go straight ahead, cuts across the 30, and the Alouettes are able to bring him down at the 31-yard line.
Both these teams not great in their average drive start on the seasons thus far. This is at the 31-yard line. You'd like to start your drives much closer to that 40-yard line, but we'll see how Taylor Powell can do in this first quarter of the game. Very excited to watch the young quarterback.
Unfortunate injuries for the Tiger Cats. Matt Schultz, he's on the 6-game injured list. Bo Levi Mitchell, second last play of last game. Bo still hasn't had a start at Tim Hortons Field, which is crazy. This is Taylor Powell's second start at Tim Hortons Field and his second career start. He gets the snap. It's a handoff to James Butler. Here's a good run to start the game for Butler. Cut to his right, and he will be about 2 yards short of the first down. So a nice 8-yard run, maybe 7.
Little creativity there in the run game, RJ. He had, I believe it was Duke Williams lined up in sort of that tight end position with Felix Garon-Gauthier motioning in and out of the backfield there, and James Butler up the middle for a nice gain.
The second and shorts will be important for the young quarterback, Taylor Powell. That's a good start. It's a 2nd and 3 for the Tiger Cats. They're up to their own 38. Ball on the near hash mark. One receiver off to the right, that's Duke Williams. Now a lot of motion, and 3 more come over to join. Powell on the run. They're chasing him. He's dropped the ball. He fumbled it after being sacked. The ball's still loose. James Butler dove for it, but there's a lot of white Alouette sweaters there, and the Alouettes are celebrating. Sean Lemon was chasing down Taylor Powell, and Powell didn't even see him. He was behind him, made the sack, and the ball came loose. I don't think we've got an indication yet from the officials, but it's not looking promising for the Tiger Cats. James Butler's still down there. He's obviously got his hands on it. Now a flag flies, so something's happening in that pile. Alouettes come out with the football. A lot to be determined here. Any chance Taylor Powell was down before that ball came out?
We'll see. They've already set the chains up for an Alouette drive starting on the Hamilton 34-yard line, and it looks like they've made their decision, though it was not clear on the field. There's your first mistake of the game right there, and it unfortunately is very early and very costly. Taylor Powell was able to.
After the play, there are 2 misconduct penalties against 26 Montreal, against 8 Hamilton. They're both 15-yarders. It evens out. The result of the play is a first down for Montreal.
Well, I don't know who 8 for Hamilton is.
Me neither. Maybe it might be Taylor Powell. The 0 can look like an 8, right? But the gotta let that one fall, roll off your back like a drop of water, Taylor Powell, because there's too much football game left to let that affect the way you're approaching this game. And you're going to learn. You've got to secure the ball when you've got a guy like Sean Lemon chasing you down in the backfield. It looked for a second like he was going to get sacked without knowing it, right? But he looked back and saw him, and you got to tuck that football and get out of there.
The misconduct of Montreal was to Tyrese Beverette. He's their leading tackler. The big story now, though, off the turnover, the fumble by Taylor Powell recovered from Montreal. They've got the ball on the Hamilton 33, and they give it to Williams, stand back right away, and he just muscles his way for about 6 yards. He was hit immediately and just kept the feet moving, and they'll give him a pretty good spot, too. It'll be 2nd and 3 from the Hamilton 27-yard line. Early in this football game, an early turnover. Tiger Cats had 4 turnovers in that first game against Montreal. The Alouettes had none. Standback gets it again, and the Tiger Cats are there, but that pile just keeps moving toward the Hamilton goal line. They get the first down and a lot more. They'll be just inside the 20. Looks like they'll spot this football at the 19.
Well, we talked about average drive start at the start of this game.
Yeah, that'll change things for Montreal.
Montreal's is going to look a little different now with that lopsided first starting drives for either offense, and Cody Fajardo already passed the Hamilton 20 here.
The ball is on the 19, fresh set of downs for the Alouettes. Austin Mack is in the game. The rookie had 2 touchdowns against the Ticats last time. It's intercepted, picked off by Richard Leonard. The Ticats get it right back. The veteran, a huge turnover created with the pick. And the Tiger Cats will get this football pretty close to where they had it originally. The defense coming through again. So both offenses turn the ball over to start the game. We're still 0-0 at Tim Hortons Field. 12 minutes to go in the opening quarter. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Well, Richard Leonard with an interception. We went to commercial. Luke, that was a huge interception for Leonard in the defense.
It sure was, and Erge Mayala falling out of his cut there, and the ball sailing to Richard Leonard, who was not even in coverage against Mayala. What a huge play to flip that turnover ratio back.
And get some confidence back for Taylor Powell. That early fumble, a play action to James Butler. Throws on the run. It was Tyreek McAllister who made the catch. It was a great catch. He had to spin around. And I think it was Sean Lemon in on that tackle, too, and ripped the helmet right off McAllister.
Yeah, unfortunate that it was on his back shoulder. You're going to squeeze a few more yards out of that play if Tyreek McAllister is able to catch that on the run and turn up the sidelines just a little bit. Still good gain of 4 there on a first completion for Taylor Powell.
It was J.R. Reed who made the tackle for Montreal. 2nd and 6 for the Tiger Cats. Ball's on their own 23-yard line after 23 for the Tiger Cats. Got his 2nd interception of the year. That leads the Tiger Cats. Taylor Powell trying to convert on 2nd down. Pressure coming. Throws on the run. James Butler. He's got the first down and more. He's across the 40. Spins a 360. And he's brought down just short of the 45. A 20-yard gain for James Butler. It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Taylor Powell sets up to pass in the pocket, and he's about to escape forward and run, and he finds James Butler low. Very wise to do that. James Butler turns on the gas for a big gain.
Ball's down on the Hamilton 43. Fake pitch to Keandre Smith. Powell running to his right, throws the ball, and James Butler is hit hard. Right in front of him as he caught the ball was J.R. Reed again, so a couple of big hits from Reed.
Duke Williams and Terry Godwin developing in concepts down the field that just took too long, and kind of there was nothing going. So the check down, almost like a throwaway in that case, but at least a 1-yard gain. And James Butler unfortunately has to take a pretty big hit there for that 1 yard.
What a tough guy he is, though. He hung on to the football. Second he looked upfield, he was hit. So they're calling it a 2nd and 8. From the 45, Taylor Powell trying to convert another 2nd down. Flush out of the pocket again. He might run. Goes up the middle, and he won't slide. Knew he had to get a couple of extra for the first down, and he's tackled by the Alouettes. I don't think he's got enough. All depends where they spot this football, and it's a 1.5 yards.
Tough. You don't have to get the first down there, but you got to get a foot and a half more than that, right?
Yeah.
To give Orlando Steinauer the confidence to put the short yardage out there. This is a wise decision to put Bailey Flint in punt formation here.
Yeah, you don't want to start the game with back-to-back turnovers. So still no score at Tim Hortons Field. Both these teams come in off of a victory. Chandler Worthy, pretty interesting since he had that 77-yard punt return touchdown against the Tiger Cats. Teams have really limited what he's been able to do. High spiral from Flint near that far corner outside the 10. Chandler fakes to his left, tries to go to his right, and there's Carthel Flowers Lloyd. He's turned into a special teams whiz, his 14th special teams tackle of the season. That leads the CFL. No score at Tim Hortons Field, 8:47 remaining in the opening quarter. Montreal has the ball when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Ball's on the 16 for Montreal. They'll begin the drive there, heading from right to left. They're in their white tops, blue pants. Tiger Cats in their home uniforms. Fourth home game, fourth time they've worn the black tops, gold pants, black helmets, gold numbers at home. 1-2 record at home. Montreal has one of those victories against the Tiger Cats. They're really trying to establish the run game. It's to stand back again, and he'll have a decent run on first down, about 7 or 8.
Yeah, we saw it on their first drive there before their turnover. Stanback is carrying the ball very well for the Alouettes. 2nd and 3 here for them. The Ticats able to flip the field on that last drive, but no points still through this first quarter.
Still early. 8 minutes to go, opening quarter. Crowd loud at Tim Hortons Field. Nice crowd here, too. Fajardo throws, completes it to Mack, and he gets around Kenneth George Jr. He's broken this one. He's at the 50, the 40. And catching him was Richard Leonard, and the ball came loose. Leonard came from his far side of the field to make that tackle. Richard Leonard with an interception and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle there as he brought down Austin Mack, who's been a rookie sensation. Came into the league 4th in receiving yards, and that will help. That was a ton. They're now on the Hamilton 30.
Yeah, you're right. He just climbed the leaderboard in reception yards with that one play. Really great-looking out route from the left side of the offensive formation by Mack.
58 yards for Montreal. That certainly changes things from inside their own 20 down to the Hamilton 30. Fajardo hands it off to Stanback, and he's going to have to take a loss. He was stopped at the line, and Chris Edwards came flying in to bring him down.
Stopped at the line, and the last guy to roll up off there was Ted Laurent, who was put the whole offensive line, started that effort to just put a stop to all the white jerseys. Finally, a little bit of cooling down on this drive here, and a difficult 2nd down for Montreal.
Everybody on that defensive line for the Tiger Cats has at least 2 sacks. Malik Carney leads the team with 5. Fajardo fakes to his left, throws over the middle, another big tackle. Again, it's Chris Edwards, and nothing there for Tyson Philpott. So a couple of good tackles by Edwards, and that will force the Alouettes to try a field goal.
Edwards and Tunde Adeleke coming down on the defensive left. What a great job on that 1st and 2nd down after the huge pass to Austin Mack to force the field goal. Weeks past, RJ, those kind of big plays turn into touchdowns for the Ticats opponents, and start this field, holding them a field goal here is a movement in the right direction.
This is a 38-yard attempt for David Cote. And he's missed it. It's wide to the left. Tyreek McAllister thinking about running this out. He gets across the goal line. Oh, he might have a big one here. He's across the 20. Makes a head fake, and he's forced out of bounds right near the 30-yard line. So the Tiger Cats give up a big play, but they don't give up any points. It's the 4th missed field goal of the season for David Cote, and it's still 0-0 at Tim Hortons Field. We'll see if the Tiger Cats can change that when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Okay, we've played just under 10 minutes of this football game, and a lot has happened. Each team's turned the ball over. The Alouettes had a 38-yard field goal that they missed. Tyreek McAllister ran it out, so gave up no points and came close to turning that into Ticats points, but they did bring him down. The Alouettes did on the Hamilton 28. Taylor Powell back to work. Hand off to James Butler, and he's got a gap on that left side. And he will get about 5 yards before he's brought down. And he gets up with a smile on his face and claps his hands, knowing that was close to a big one.
Yeah, he's already making a contribution tonight. And it's funny, RJ, he's had a couple quiet weeks, James Butler, after a couple really impactful games. The Ticats got to find a way to have a great passing night and a great ball, a great night on the ground. We'll see if they can establish some passing game here.
Last 2 games combined, James Butler rushed for 26 yards. He already has 22 tonight. Here's a pitch to Butler. And now the Alouettes are chasing him. He's running out of real estate, but hurdles over one of them. And he goes out of bounds close to the 40. It should be enough for the first down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling thanks to James Butler.
Really, really great pursuit by the Alouettes defense. You thought James Butler was going to get hemmed up short of the first down marker, and what an effort at the end of that play. Ooh, camera technician took a bit of a shot on the sidelines there. James Butler full steam in the white paint.
Talked to James Butler yesterday, and he said he just has to be better. He has been. Ball up to the 39-yard line. Beautiful evening in Hamilton. Powell stays in the pocket, throws deep over the middle, double coverage. It is overthrown. Ball was intended for Tim White, but nobody really had a chance at that. It was well over his head.
Well, it's only been James Butler and Tyreek McAllister on the receiving end of any Ticat pass. Both running backs, they've all been sort of check downs or really short passes out of the backfield. There's a shot deep, but really a low probability play attempt there to Tim White.
Tim White had that no reception game against Toronto. Taylor Powell was the quarterback, so you'd have to think that Powell will try to find Tim White at some point. It's 2nd and 10 here for the young quarterback from the Hamilton 39. Powell's back to pass. Pretty good coverage. Stays in the pocket. Throws again. Terry Godwin makes the catch in Montreal territory. He's across the 45. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an active Green and Ross first down.
Terry Godwin, savvy route. It takes great timing to run that route correctly. It's a sail underneath. Kai Loxley running a clear route through the middle of the field. Tim White running straight up the sidelines and blowing the top off. You got to be in the right space and at the right time. And Terry Godwin does it just right underneath those 2 receivers in a little space underneath that defense. What a play.
Good throw by Powell, 33 yards. Terry Godwin has caught the most passes for the Tiger Cats this season. Powell on the run, throws, and it is dropped. He had Keandre Smith. Pretty good throw. Smith right in stride, but he couldn't make the catch. It's incomplete.
Yeah, we've seen that from Keandre Smith at other times throughout the season as well, and from other Ticat receivers. There's been some drops this year. That's a bad one because I'll tell you what, that was a beautiful throw right there from Taylor Powell. He was stepping up in the pocket, and a great dart of a throw to an in-breaking route. You've got to make that count for your quarterback.
Tiger Cats up to the Montreal 43. It's another 2nd and 10 for Taylor Powell and the Tiger Cats offense. 3 receivers to the left. That's the field side. Tried to go over the middle to Terry Godwin. He was open, but this ball was knocked down by someone on the defensive line.
Interesting. So this would be 51 yards, this field goal attempt, and they're going to send Bailey Flint out to try to flip the field again. Still no points on the board. Alouettes putting 2 returners out. You know, this is that area. It's a great punting situation, but I don't know. I want to see Mark Leggio get a 51-yarder.
Yeah. Maybe they want to keep the streak going and have some guaranteed little chip shots, but maybe something's happening here. Maybe another onside punt for the Tiger Cats. They did this a couple of weeks ago against Toronto and changed the momentum. Nick Cross.
What a kick.
Will Sunderland both came onside, and Bailey Flint, this is going to work out for the Tiger Cats. Way up in the air, it lands at about the 10, rolls back to the 5. The Alouettes let it bounce, and this is how you flip the field. It's a great punt and great coverage by the Tiger Cats. There's no flags. A big battle afterwards, and Gordon White in the middle of things celebrating the long snapper. He was downfield quickly. So the Tiger Cats special teams getting it done. Montreal starting from deep in their own zone when we come back on the Ticats Audio Network. Montreal tough starting field position again after Bailey Flint. Such terrific touch on the punt. He had about half a field to work with, and he was able to bounce it, have it roll toward the Montreal end zone, and Alouettes now have to start from their own 6. Cody Fajardo fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, trying to throw deep. Austin Mack gets open, makes the catch, and he's up to the 25 of the Tiger Cats after that early 19-yard gain for the Owls.
Yeah, Fajardo moving out of the pocket, designed to his right, and it's just a 2-receiver, crossing route, and then Austin Mack does a little out route at 10, 12 yards. Tough. I mean, I actually thought Javian Elliott was in decent position, but yeah, Austin Mack, man, he's just good body position. It's the subtle details of his route, and it worked for him.
Austin Mack was a game-time decision. He looks just fine. 2 catches for 77 yards. Fajardo under pressure, pump fake, going deep again. It's another interception, and it's Richard Leonard again. And he'll let Hergy Mayala push him out of bounds. Richard Leonard plays to the crowd, saying, let's get more noise. That's his 3rd interception of the season, 2nd of the game. He's had maybe a touchdown-saving tackle on Austin Mack, and the early performer of the game has to be Richard Leonard.
Yeah, you're right, and this is a defense that has not been great on taking the ball away throughout the first part of the season. Those are 2 huge interceptions there. Hergy Mayala was involved in the first interception because he lost his footing in that route. He's the intended target this time, but this interception, this is on Cody Fajardo. That was an overthrown football, and again, I'm not even sure Richard Leonard was in coverage on the intended receiver.
Maybe he should run some routes. That was pretty good over the shoulder catch.
Yeah, he was very calm on it. Oh, yeah.
Of note, Montreal had 0 turnovers against Hamilton in their 38-12 win here at Tim Hortons Field in Week 3. That's a couple now. Can the Tiger Cats cash in? A short throw to James Butler. He's across midfield, and he'll get about 6 or 7 on that throw from Taylor Powell.
Yeah, and you got it. This Tiger Cat defense. They come up. They enter this game on a short field, force the field goal there, which is a miss, and they've stopped this offense repeatedly already in the first quarter. Really impressive job. 2 takeaways.
Minute and a half to go in the opening quarter. Boy, a lot has happened, but no scoring. Still 0-0 between the Ticats and the Alouettes. Empty backfield for the Tiger Cats. Taylor Powell looking to throw. He's running to his left. He's being chased. He sees the first down, and he gets it. And he goes out of bounds. Powell saw that first down marker, and he gunned it and got it. First down, presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
One of the interesting things about this offense is the combination of Tyreek McAllister and James Butler. Both of these guys able to run the ball in the backfield and able to catch it, and they motion both to the left, making a 5-receiver set over there. Montreal, you got to account for a 5-receiver set somehow, and Taylor Powell able to find the opening and make his way to the first down.
8-yard run for Taylor Powell. Fresh set of downs here for the Tiger Cats on the Montreal 46. Powell gets the snap, fakes the handoff, makes the short pass to James Butler, and it was just a little short off his fingertips, and he couldn't make the catch.
That's one he wants back. Yeah, difficult. It was low, but that's a catch he can make, and that screen was setting up perfectly. The Montreal brought pressure. They were coming into that backfield. That's what you want on a running back screen, and James Butler with a miss there. That could have turned into an explosive play.
So 2nd and 10. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Will there be points in quarter number 1? Tiger Cats scored their very first quarter 1 touchdown last game in that victory against Ottawa. No team is on the scoreboard yet. Taylor Powell under pressure. Throws on the run again. It's a low pass. Diving for it and making the catch is Terry Godwin. And it is Tiger Cats first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Cats keep it rolling.
Great catch for that first down. They're going to go quick here to avoid the coaching challenge.
And maybe get points before the quarter. They're up to the Montreal 33. Taylor Powell motioning with his left hand. No receivers off to the left. Now Terry Godwin branches off wide. 3 receivers to the right for Taylor Powell. And he'll loft this in the air. Kai Loxley trying to track it down. That was thrown to a spot, and Loxley tried to get there. The big 6'4" receiver / quarterback couldn't make the catch, and it's incomplete. And that's a quarter of play. That feels like a game and a half.
Wow, there's a lot going on here. What a great little drive the offense is putting together right now. Overcoming a 2nd and 10. Taylor Powell running when it's smart, looking downfield. That's a miss there on what was a cover 0. That would have been a huge strike for a young quarterback to make that pass completion, but you got another 2nd and 10 here to try to turn 3 into 7.
Second quarter coming up. After 1 quarter at Tim Hortons Field, it's 0-0 between Montreal and Hamilton. This is the Ticats Audio Network. After 1 quarter, no score, but surprisingly there were only 2 punts in that quarter.
That's a little different, huh?
Here's what we had, Luke. 2 punts, a missed field goal, 2 interceptions, and a fumble. But no scoring.
You know, but honestly, in between those turnovers, some pretty good offense both ways.
Yes.
So, yeah,
some big plays.
Interesting game we got here. Big 2nd down.
Tiger Cats 2nd and 10 from the Montreal 33. We might get points early in the second quarter. Let's see what Taylor Powell and this offense can do.
Cannot get sacked at this yard line.
Powell in the shotgun. James Butler blocking the pass. It's a good one. It's caught by Terry Godwin. Staying on his feet. He's battling to get the first down. Now losing some yardage. He'll be very close with his forward momentum. In fact, they are saying that is a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. And Terry Godwin is having a big game.
How about that? Back-to-back 2nd and 10 conversions for Taylor Powell and Terry Godwin. Really great job by this offense, and now you're well within field goal range. Let's see if this offense can finally convert some drives into touchdowns.
3 catches for Godwin, 49 yards. He does not have a CFL touchdown. Early second quarter. Taylor Powell throws to Tyreek McAllister. He's got some blocking in front of him. He's across the 15, down to the 10, and forced out of bounds at the 9. It's another first down. Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down.
Man, I like that. That got the ball to Tyreek McAllister running full speed very quickly to the outside. I think that was a nice design right there by Tommy Condell. And you got Felix Garand-Gauthier and Terry Godwin blocking in front of him. Really well done.
Tiger Cats in the red zone. Let's see if they can cash in against Montreal. They did not score a touchdown in their first game against Montreal. They relied on 4 Mark Leggio field goals. That wasn't enough. They lost that. Tiger Cats need to win this game to have a chance at the season series. Taylor Powell, another pass to the running back. This time it's James Butler off to the right, and he gets across the 5, brought down at the Montreal 4.
Nice job by James Butler. Open field one-on-one, and he takes back inside for a few extra yards. 2nd and 4 on the 4. Boy, we've seen it go wrong too many times this year and settle for Mark Leggio's field goals.
Yeah.
I think Tim White in the back of the end zone here, RJ.
Okay, I'd like to hear a prediction.
Is that not professional to make a prediction like that before?
Well, it makes you sound really good if you're right.
Oh, that's true.
What do you got to lose? Might as well. So here we go, 2nd and goal from the 4. Taylor Powell, high snap, fakes the pitch, hands it off. James Butler runs up the middle. Touchdown, Tiger Cats. James Butler, his team leading 4th touchdown of the season. The Tiger Cats score first, and it is the touchdown they needed. Now what are they playing?
A little duck, duck, goose in the end zone. I have not seen that one before.
Good celebration.
Well, there you go. Touchdowns to start. And after all that back and forth in the first quarter, we get a touchdown from the Ticats early in the second quarter. Man, that's resilience, man. There's a lot going on in this game, and James Butler is showing up big tonight.
First touchdown in 18 drives this season against Montreal. A lot of firsts for Hamilton in this game against Montreal. They didn't have any turnovers in the first game. They've got a couple of Richard Leonard interceptions here. They didn't have a touchdown. They have one, and they have the lead. And now Mark Leggio coming on for that 32-yard convert. And yes, it's good. It is good. So Leggio adds the point. It's 7-0 Tiger Cats. With 12 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the opening half, Tiger Cats have the lead at Tim Hortons Field. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Thanks for listening to the Ticats Audio Network. RJ Broadhead and Luke Tasker. Good start for the Tiger Cats. James Butler with the Ticats touchdown presented by Turkstra Lumber. Here's a big return developing for the Alouettes. Chandler Worthy was walking the tightrope along the near sideline on the kickoff, and he gets a very good return. He'll be close to midfield.
Yeah, really good job by Kyle Wilson all the way back. This play ends at the 51. Kyle Wilson made contact with Chandler Worthy maybe 10 yards prior to that and just pushed him enough so he ended up stepping out of bounds. But man, when Chandler Worthy gets in the open field, it's always dangerous.
Montreal 49 plays against Hamilton in the opening game. They didn't turn the ball over. 9 plays tonight. They've turned it over twice. Let's see if the Ticats defense can do it again. The crowd is behind the defense. And this ball is...
Time count violation. Montreal number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
This ball was handed off to Standback, but give that one to the crowd.
Yeah, you're right. And also, the CFL's getting the games moving here. That thing, I don't know. In Cody Fajardo's defense, that was very quick from a kickoff to the first down, but can't do that.
10 seconds to go on the play clock this time. The crowd's loud again. 1st and 15 from their own 46. 5 seconds. Fajardo gets this snap, throws over the middle. It's overthrown. It's incomplete.
Yeah, Cody Fajardo is just a little bit off on these intermediate and deep throws tonight. Good decision there, I think. You might have had a chance at what would have been a pretty decent play, but the timing and space just wasn't quite there, and the ball sailed on his receiver again.
Tyler Sneed was the intended receiver. No Keon Julian Grant for the Alouettes. Greg Ellingson hasn't played this year for the Alouettes yet. Austin Mack was a game-time decision. He has been a factor. 77 yards receiving. 2nd and 15 from their own 46. Fajardo under pressure. Throws to his left. Completes the pass, but Tunde Adeleke, one-on-one, is able to make the tackle well short of the first down. Courtney Davis made the catch for Montreal, but the Tiger Cats defense keeping that 0 on the board.
Yeah, great job. I mean, what a game the Ticat defense is having, forcing the turnovers, stopping drives. Let's see, what we haven't seen too much of is this Ticat special teams yet. Saw a great onside punt attempt, and Tyreek McAllister a chance here to flip the field a little.
Joseph Zima, another Australian punter, leads the league in net punting average. Good punt here, spiral into the Hamilton night sky. Tyreek McAllister bobbles it. He didn't catch it clean. Did he jump on it? He did. He did. He got on it quickly after he did not catch the punt, but he kept it in Hamilton possession, so they will start from their own 17-yard line. When we come back, it's 7-0. Tiger Cats lead with 10:28 to go in the half. You're listening to the Ticats Audio Network. Sun setting on the east side of the stands, just that top row of yellow seats. What is that? About 8 rows of yellow seats still in the sunshine. Lights are on at Tim Hortons Field, and the Tiger Cats in a low-scoring game lead 7-0. Just under 10.5 to go in the opening half. They'll start this drive from their own 17. Taylor Powell, 8 for 13, 89 yards. He's going to throw, runs to his right, completes another pass. It's to James Butler. He's used both Butler and Tyreek McAllister out of the backfield very effectively. A good 7 or 8 yards on first down.
Yeah, they have much better on first downs than we've seen at times throughout the year. I think the thing missing right now from this game plan is a attack down the field in their passing game, and long drive here, long field ahead of them to try to improve that. But James Butler productive through the air and on the ground.
2nd and 3 for the Tiger Cats from their 24. 4 receivers to the left of Taylor Powell. That's the field side. Powell looks to his right, runs, throws on the run. It's a perfect pass over the middle, completed to Terry Godwin again. It's another first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling, and Godwin's getting close to 100 yards receiving in this opening half.
Yeah, I just love watching him run his routes. He gets in phase with the quarterback when the play starts to break down. In this case, Taylor Powell had to escape to his right and found Godwin floating back across his body, trying to make that throw as easy as he can. And that's hard to do for a quarterback. But Taylor Powell, it's one thing that we've seen. He does throw well on the move.
Ball's up to the Hamilton 49-yard line. He has been excellent on the move, keeping his eyes downfield, finding an open receiver. Powell back to pass again. Pressure's coming. Runs to his right. He's on the run. Finds another open receiver. This time it's Tim White. And it's another big gain for the Tiger Cats across the 45 of Montreal. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling with an Active Green and Ross first down.
Boy, great job. Taylor Powell, he looks calm. He's having to get out of his pocket. He can't sit there comfortably for long. But he's doing a great job keeping his eyes down the field and, as of right now, not forcing things. If he's finding his guy, he's taking what he can get. And that's going to be a recipe for success if he can keep calm and cool the way he has been.
Taylor Powell's first CFL pass was a touchdown to Tim White. That's White's first catch tonight for 16 yards. Ball on the Montreal 45. Powell wants to throw again, and the flags fly and the whistles blow as he dumps this one off to James Butler. Haven't heard a lot from Ben Major, the referee.
Hamilton, left tackle. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay the first down.
Well, sometimes you're more inclined to jump a little bit when the play is going your way, when you're the guy. And they were setting up a James Butler screen over to the left side behind Brandon Kemp, and he was jumped out and ready to get in that key blocking position a little too quickly.
The two Brandons on that left side, right. Revenberg and Kemp. That'll push the Ticats back to the Montreal 50, and again, as the ball snapped, flags fly. Powell's pointing at Montreal this time. We'll see what Ben Major has to say.
Procedure, Hamilton, 66. It's a 5-yard penalty. We're going to replay the first down, and timer, we're going to hold the clock until the snap.
That's Kemp again.
Back-to-back procedure calls. So they've got sometime if he's doing something that he doesn't understand is a penalty, they've got to get that figured out. But that's as they were entering field goal position, no less. They got bumped back 10 yards. Really costly. It's very unusual.
So that is now 1st and 20 from midfield. Taylor Powell, 4 receivers to his left, the field side, just 1 to the right. It's a handoff to James Butler. He stutters at the start, and then he takes off up the middle, rolls to his right, and he'll have a gain of about 4.
Yeah, really unfortunate there after Taylor Powell was putting together a very impressive drive. They were taking off big chunks of this yardage, and you got a 2nd and 15 here. Now, you can get back into field goal range short of getting the first down here, which is interesting. So you got to keep that in mind as well. Whoever ends up being the ball carrier on this play.
It's a good point, Luke. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Clock is running. Tiger Cats lead 7-0. Taylor Powell looking to get into field goal range. Passes to Duke Williams. It's picked off. It is picked off by the Alouettes. And that's J.R. Reed. He's had a couple of big hits. Now he has an interception.
Compounding mistakes. Really costly there. The 2 awkward penalties against Kemp, pushing him back, and then a forced throw there. You got to put the stop on the mistakes.
Montreal will start from their own 50. We'll take a break. 6:58 to go in the opening half. 7-0 Ticats lead. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats lead Montreal 7-0. Just under 7 minutes to go in the opening half. Ticats statistically have pretty big advantage. They have 10 first downs. Montreal just 3. Montreal has just 11 offensive plays. Hamilton 26. but it is just a touchdown lead for the Tiger Cats, and J.R. Reed intercepted Taylor Powell. Now Montreal starts from their own 50. They try to get something going on the ground, and the Ticats aren't letting it happen. William Stanback gets a couple of yards up the middle, not much.
I go back to that last drive, RJ, before the interception. It's a sign of a team that isn't quite there yet, with the back-to-back penalties compounded with a bad decision on the turnover there by Taylor Powell. That kind of thing is what, you know, the winning teams have overcome. They've put a stop on those types of one thing goes wrong and then inevitably another thing goes wrong. And this Ticat team's got to get past that so they can overcome some of their own mistakes.
Mo Diallo is down on the field. He was part of that group on the defensive line that stopped Stanback. Diallo coming off his first sack of the season last week. Hopefully he's okay. The Tiger Cats have had enough injuries. They don't need any more. Mo Diallo, powerful guy. Being looked at by the training staff right at midfield by the Tim Hortons logo. A 7-0 lead for the Tiger Cats with 6:24 to go in the opening half. Montreal had a win at home against Calgary, but they've lost 3 of their last 4, where the Tiger Cats are kind of the other way. They've won 3 of their last 4, and with Toronto losing yesterday in Calgary, it makes things a lot more important. A chance to gain ground on the Argos in that East Division for one of these teams be quite important.
That's right. And Hamilton going into a bye week, man, I can't tell you how much better those bye weeks are if you can, especially a win at home here, and you can really feel a lot better taking those days off, getting healthy and getting ready for that next game. And as you move through the season, energy really starts to build if you can compound some of these wins, and in this case go 4 out of 5 games for the Ticats as it would turn out.
Well, Luke, this isn't good. The cart has come onto the field for Mo Diallo. I think we're just scratching the surface on the talent that Diallo has. Young player in his second season. Big, strong guy, but he's not putting any weight on his right leg and not needing much help as he hops with his left leg over to the cart. And he'll be wheeled off and looked at. And we'll wait and hear in the next coming days. I'm sure he'll undergo some tests. Coach O out there to give him a pat on the number 94 on his shoulder. And that's bad news for the Tiger Cats. Big, strong Mo Diallo being carted off the field. Still in the first half at Tim Hortons Field. Beautiful evening weather-wise. Feels like about 26 under the lights now at Tim Hortons Field. 6 minutes, 17 seconds to go in the opening half. The clock is running. Tiger Cats lead by 7. The ball's on the Montreal 54, right near midfield. It's a 2nd and 6 coming up. Fajardo under pressure. Rolls to his right. He's across the Hamilton 50. He's got enough for the first down as he's just short. Maybe he did get to the 45 of the Tiger Cats as he goes out of bounds.
Yeah, great job in coverage and great job in the rush. And Cody Fajardo just able to buy some time. All that under coverage there in front to his right side was vacated, and good first down by this Alouette offense, who's very short on first downs tonight.
Fajardo's numbers have not been very good. He's 4 for 7 for 80 yards. He's thrown 2 interceptions and has not put any points on the board. Hand off to Stanback, and he's upended by Simone Lawrence, but that's a pretty good run on first down for Stanback.
Into field goal range tonight. Of course, the Alouettes missed that field goal early on. Big second down here for this Ticat defense, who's had an unbelievable first half. But the exchange of turnovers in this game has just been pretty outrageous so far. 2 interceptions, 2 turnovers, I should say, with each offense.
Fajardo goes to the sideline. Caleb Evans comes in. It's 2nd and 4 here. Evans is going to run. Tries to make a move on Simone Lawrence. He jumps on the back of Evans, but it looks like Caleb Evans has enough for the first down as he gets just inside the Hamilton 30 down to the 29.
Interesting. Yeah, that was not a throwaway play. Obviously, that was a big second down. So Caleb Evans is going to be maybe part of this game plan in certain situations tonight. And interesting play there. That was a little run pass option. He had guys downfield and smartly took off for the first down.
4.5 minutes to go in the half. Alouettes there well into field goal range now, trailing by 7 on the Hamilton 29. Fajardo completes the pass to Davis. Courtney Davis in a sea of black and gold as he gets down to the 20, close to the 19. That's where he had to get for the first down. He'll be a little bit short.
Another Ticat down on the field and slow to get up.
And that's Malik Carney. Well, that's not good at all for the Tiger Cats defensive line. Mo Diallo just a few plays ago taken off on a cart, uncomfortable with his right leg, and now Malik Carney looks like he's pointing at his left calf or shin. Carney coming off a huge game against Ottawa, had a couple of sacks, leads the team with 5 sacks.
Yeah, back-to-back sacks in Ottawa. Very impressive game there by the Hamilton defense. Hamilton traveling 8 defensive linemen for this game. Not traveling, but dressing, I should say. 8 defensive linemen, but at this rate,
they're all going to see action.
Yeah.
Jared Hewitt, Anthony Federico, who's been great on special teams for the Tiger Cats. Here's the good news, as Malik Carney is up. He is favoring his left leg a bit, but he is walking off the field under his own power. Tiger Cats have a bye week after this game. So if there are some bumps and bruises and nothing that'll be long term, Tiger Cats will have a chance to heal. This is a 2nd and short. Caleb Evans is in again for the Alouettes. He's under center and dives ahead. He won't get very much. Simone Lawrence right there again to try to stop him, but he only needed about a yard, maybe a little bit less. And they're taking their time with the indication, but it is a first down for Montreal.
Amazing how a turnover just takes the wind out of your sails, right? The momentum was very strongly in the Ticats' favor, and they had a good drive going. Now Montreal has taken advantage of that interception and is knocking on the door here.
They're on the Hamilton 19-yard line. We're getting close to the 3-minute warning. Fajardo hands off to Stanback. Had a bit of an opening. Simone Lawrence closed that, but Stanback keeps moving, and the secondary has to get involved. Jameer Thurman there too, and there's some rough stuff at the end of the play. Simone Lawrence and Stanback having some words.
Well, a Montreal player, I saw a flash of white color way after the play. I would imagine this might be against the Ticats, but Simone Lawrence, obviously some words back and forth with Stanback, but what a great stop there. Really, really impressive tackle by Simone Lawrence, who did not let that momentum of the ball carrier Stanback continue upfield. But we'll see how this shakes down. I don't know. Hard to say who this is going to be on.
Here's Ben Major, the referee.
After the play, we have a misconduct 15-yard penalty against Montreal number 61. We'll go back 15 yards, and it's going to be 2nd down.
So that helps the Tiger Cats. Jamar McGloster, the offensive lineman, took that penalty.
That is a costly mistake right there.
Yes. Yeah, they were knocking on the door of the end zone. Now this pushes them back to the Hamilton 27. Tim Hortons Field starts to ramp up the volume. Cody Fajardo trying to make something happen on 2nd and 18. The Tiger Cats defense trying to stop him. He's under pressure. He's on the run. The ball's loose. And he bounces it to Jeshrin Antwi. It'll go as an incomplete pass. Ben Major, the referee, feverishly indicating an incompletion. But that is a pretty good result for the Tiger Cats, forcing Montreal into another field goal attempt. And David Cote, after a miss, will have a little time to think about it because we're at the 3-minute warning. 2:42 to go in the half. Ticats lead 7-0. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. The Alouettes trying to get their first points of the football game. This will be, very similar to what David Cote had earlier. He missed a 38-yarder. This will be a 34-yard attempt for David Cote. Crowd trying to make some noise. Cote has missed 4 field goals this season, and this time it's good. So the Alouettes, late in the opening half, do get on the board. It is still a Tiger Cats lead, 7-3. So the Tiger Cats getting the touchdown from James Butler. Montreal was really moving the ball well on that drive. That was by far their best drive of the game, Luke, and some penalties pushed them back, and the Tiger Cats defense held strong, and the way that drive was going, Tiger Cats will give up 3 and be okay with it because Alouettes were knocking on the door of more. Yeah,
you've seen penalties affect both teams really drastically. The Ticats stall their drive and then throw the interception, and Montreal 2nd and 3 inside the 15-yard line, and then with a very costly penalty that ended their drive. See if Taylor Powell can move it down the field again.
7-3 Ticats lead. All 10 points have been off turnovers. Handoff goes to James Butler. He gets to the outside. Now cuts up the middle. Takes a hit. Keeps going. He's still going across midfield, and flags fly as he is brought down. There might be a lot more added on to this one.
Yeah.
It's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling.
Major foul, face mask.
Wow.
Montreal number 29 will go up 15 yards from the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Talk about costly penalties. RJ, before the game, you and I are talking about James Butler.
Yep.
They've struggled in recent weeks. 1.8 yards average per carry for James Butler. A lot of that, it's a cohesive thing. The offensive line and the running back got to be on the same page. But once you're outside of the box, it's all running back. And that play was just an unbelievable effort, breaking tackles and explosiveness from James Butler.
What a competitor James Butler is. He said he has to be better, and he's come out in this game, and he has been a machine. That is 34 yards total, 19 yards on the ground, 15 yards in the penalty. Terry Godwin makes a catch over the middle, and it'll wind up being a gain of 3 or 4, but it's another reception for the reliable Terry Godwin.
Terry Godwin's got to put his foot in the ground and get directly vertical right away after that catch. He probably could be in a 2nd and 1 right now. This is a big 2nd and 5.
From the Montreal 31-yard line. Still just over 2 minutes to go in the half. See if Taylor Powell and the Tiger Cats can convert this 2nd down. Powell looking to his left, wants to throw that direction. Pump fakes once. Godwin! Oh. He couldn't get his right arm loose. Tried to make a left-handed, one-handed catch. It hit the left hand, but he couldn't haul it in. It is incomplete.
That was close. Got tangled up at the top of the route. It was sort of a double move, kind of a pump to the under coverage.
Coach O, Luke. Coach O, he's got the red flag out, the challenge flag. There it is, it's official. He's going to challenge defensive pass interference. It looked like Godwin couldn't get his right hand loose.
So let me take a defensive perspective for a second here, RJ, which I don't like doing.
Yeah, I'm a bit shocked, but go ahead.
Well, it's one of those ones as a defensive back, you're kind of caught in a tough spot because
Hamilton is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe there was pass interference against their number 33. The play will be reviewed.
You're in what you would consider as a defensive back perfect position. You are standing where the receiver's trying to run their route. There's almost not anything you can do but sort of have body contact there, and it's a he said kind of situation with who did more of it, So from an offensive perspective, though, yeah, there were some hands on jerseys down there, and I could easily see this being overturned into a defensive pass interference.
Well, you got to be able to run your route, don't you? And
so,
it looked like he was stopped up, Godwin was, by Cordell Rogers, was the Montreal player. Coach O looking to win.
Further review, the ruling on the field stands. Hamilton loses their challenge and their first team timeout. It's 3rd down.
So I go back 2 plays ago. The Terry Godwin, he caught a ball right at a 5-yard depth and took a hesitation to try to slip underneath that linebacker there instead of taking what he could get. And it's the little inches here and there. That would have been a different second down situation and a different third down situation here with more yards gained on that reception. But Mark Leggio out on the field.
They keep showing it on the big screen here at Tim Hortons Field. The crowd's not convinced. Coach O 0 for 4 in challenges. Mark Leggio stepping up for a 39-yard field goal, and it's good. Mark Leggio, his 17th straight as a Tiger Cat. He has been as automatic as you can get, and the Tiger Cats get those 3 points right back. It's a 10-3 lead for the Cats with 1:47 to go in the opening half. Tiger Cats lose a timeout on that challenge, but I think a wise challenge to go for it. I don't know. I could be convinced either way every time I see it.
It could have. That's one that really could have been called. I really think though that came about.
On the previous play, Hamilton did not have an end on their right side. This is a procedure penalty. We'll go back 5 yards, and it's going to be third down repeated.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Leggio, 17th kick.
Oh boy.
Not yet, set for 17.
So yeah, let's rewind the tape there. We'll go back. 17 is still TBD. So it's 7-3, Tiger Cats lead.
So they've got 12 on the field. I don't know. Sometimes that happens if somebody forgets to go out, right? And so you think you've got an end, but
seemed like it was a long time after that field goal that penalty was called. Maybe it came from upstairs.
Yep. Third procedure penalty against the Ticats.
Yes. So this now turns into a 44-yard field goal attempt for Mark Leggio. Gordon White, the long snapper. Bailey Flint holds. Leggio's kick is up, and it's good. It is good. 17 in a row. It's official for Mark Leggio from 44 yards, getting close to his season long of 50 yards. And
Rock
the Tiger
solid.
Cats lead 10-3.
What a great job by Mark Leggio all season, just so consistent. And that is tough to hit it, make it. You get a big breath of fresh air. I did it. And then tee it back up 5 yards deeper. And wow, great job by Leggio there. The penalties continue to come up. I mean, the Ticats, the 8th most penalized team in the league, volleying back and forth, it seems, each week with Edmonton.
Yeah.
And this game certainly not helping that statistic right now. But man, they are causing issues.
And odd penalties for the Tiger Cats on basically the offensive line. A few of them.
Yeah, very interesting and unusual, the back-to-back procedures. I'd love to take another look at that in the coming week to see what went on there.
So officially it's 17 in a row for Mark Leggio, but unofficially that's 18.
Okay, nice.
He just hit
we'll
two
keep
there.
that stat.
He
for
hit two in a row. So 10-3, Tiger Cats lead with 1:43 to go in the half.
Montreal wants to give Chandler Worthy a chance at the return here. They're lined up in their kick return position, and man, he is dangerous. They want to give him every chance they can.
Yeah, and he has been a nemesis for the Ticats. He's returned a punt for a touchdown in the opening game, had a big kickoff return here already tonight. And Mark Leggio avoiding Chandler Worthy. It's Tyson Philpott instead, so Worthy's a blocker. Richie Sindani in early, and he's able to bring Philpott down. They'll say he got to the 21. So pretty good job by the Tiger Cats, and that's a lot further than the 40-yard line for the Alouettes to begin this drive.
Yeah, what a great job coverage by Jeff Reinboldt's special teams unit. Really tough field position here for Montreal with just a minute and a half left.
Leggio getting some high fives after directing that kickoff away from Chandler Worthy. Montreal begins this drive with 1:36 to go in the half. They're down by 7. They're on their own 21. Fajardo play action. Throws, finds an open receiver. It's Tyler Sneed. Oh, this is big. He's across midfield, down to the 50. Cuts into the middle. Stavros Katsantonis went for the big hit and missed. Sneed turned that into more yards. And now all of a sudden Montreal might be in field goal range. They're down near the Hamilton 35.
What a great play by Sneed for Montreal. He runs a slant route from the right, makes the reception and turns right upfield, gets himself out to the outside where there's plenty of space. Great broken tackle at the end. Wow. Back into field goal range, just like that.
Yeah, 53 yards, one play. That only ate up about 10 seconds, too. Ball's on the Hamilton 36. Cody Fajardo takes the handoff. It's another pass. Wow. And Chandler Worthy trying to make something happen. Chris Edwards denied them. And that'll be a loss.
Early in this game, Austin Mack catches a huge pass down the field into field goal range, and the defense comes up with a huge stop to put that drive to bed right there, right after that big play. Here they are again, 53-yard pass play and a tackle for a loss on that following play, and a great chance to, again, to stop the drive.
Ball on the Hamilton 37-yard line, 2nd and 11. Crowd's loud. Fajardo runs up to the offensive line to shout out a play. Gets the snap. And flags are going, whistles are going. Hard to hear. It got so loud at Tim Hortons Field. I think the crowd may have assisted here.
Cody Fajardo trying to hurry things up, trying to get everybody to the line, and Tim Hortons Field very loud. I think we have a wide receiver.
Yeah. Ben Major
here.
wants to talk to Orlando Steinauer about what he wants to do with this penalty call. Here's the announcement.
Montreal number 81. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still going to be 2nd down.
So elects to push them back a little bit more. What do you think of that? Instead of declining it in 3rd down.
Yeah, wow. Well, you're flirting with field goal position, right? Field goal
Push
range.
them back a little bit. Now rely on your defense to get a stop here. And crowd's loud.
Timer, please reset the clock to 1 minute even, please. 1 minute.
Yeah, crowd was ready to go, and Ben Major was trying to get the clock reset. So that has been done. 10-3 Tiger Cats lead. There is 1 minute to go in the half. What an eventful first half at Tim Hortons Field. It is a 2nd and 16 for Montreal. Tiger Cats defense needs a stop. Ball is handed off to Stanback, and he's going to get to the 40, maybe a little beyond that. Casey Sales, Trey Crawford, and Jonathan Kongbo all combined to make the tackle. Not an easy field goal coming up for David Cote.
Boy, great job, Ticat defense. That's twice this game, bouncing back from a huge explosive pass play with ending it right at that next series and forcing a field goal attempt.
This will be a 45-yard attempt for Cote. He's 1 for 2 in this game. From 40 or more yards, he's missed twice this season. High snap, no problem. Zima brings it down. Cote's kick is off the upright. Wow. It's no good. It's off the upright and no good. It's another miss for Cote. He's 1 for 3 in the game. And the Tiger Cats maintain their 10-3 lead.
Late flag, and I think it's Jonathan Kongbo is helmet off and in some pain on the field. I don't know when this infraction will be called, and you do not want to give another chance at this field goal.
Yeah.
Or, 1,000 other things. These penalties are ridiculous.
We have a misconduct penalty. Montreal number 68. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be 1st down for Hamilton on their 40-yard line.
Pierre-Olivier Lestage, another offensive lineman, taking a hefty penalty for Montreal. 31 seconds to go in the half. 10-3 Tiger Cats lead. And the ball is on the 40. So Cote missed the field goal. It hit the upright. And after the penalty. Tiger Cats are still on the 40.
Refereeing crew still figuring it out too, but they're going to snap it. Here we go. Taylor Powell, 30 seconds, about 30 yards to go for field goal range.
Powell, 4 receivers to his right, and he throws that direction immediately. On the run, hits Kai Loxley, the quarterback receiver. They can't bring him down. He's still going. He's across the 45. It was an open field. It was just strength from Kai Loxley that time. Unable to bring him down. I don't think he ever went down, and wound up with about 7 yards.
I had said 30 yards for the field goal. Really, it'd be 28 to match Mark Leggio's long for the season. And now you've got 21 more maybe to go with 21 seconds. Clock ticking.
Loxley lost a shoe, so he had to go to the sideline. Taylor Powell gets the snap, throws immediately to Duke Williams. Now he's trying to make stuff happen. Gets across midfield, down to the Montreal 50. It's a first down. Presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. There's 9 seconds on the clock.
Yep, you got to get a playoff, get yards, and then probably you've got 1 timeout left. This is a valuable 3 points if you can get it.
Richie Sindani running right in front of Powell. Powell throws quickly, completes the pass, and it's Keandre Smith making the catch. He's hit immediately down at the Montreal 45-ish. And there's 0 time on the clock. We'll see if the officials determine there should be a second or 2 added.
That would make for a very dramatic 52-yarder. Leggio's long to tack 3 more on before halftime. But it was very close.
Timer, please put 1 second on the
Hey,
1 second.
see, there it is.
Wow. All right, not quite 52 yards. This will be a little bit shy of 52. Again, Mark Leggio's long is 50, and this is gonna beat that.
His season long. 17 in a row, unofficially 18.
Wow, what a great drive there by that Ticat offense.
Yes.
I think it was 30 seconds to start there, and they got all that 28, 27 and a half they got right from the start of that drive. They're just barely into field goal range. What a great chance for the outright most accurate kicker in the CFL.
So let's see where Bailey Flint sets up. Gordon White, the long snapper. Flint, the holder. He's right at the 50, maybe the 51.
Kicking right off the paint of the Tim Hortons logo.
Mark Leggio trying to extend the lead. This will be the final play of the half. White's snap is good. The hold is good. Leggio's kick is wide left. Chandler Worthy is dangerous. Let's see if he slips in the end zone, and then he's tackled in the end zone. Carthel Flowers Lloyd. He has been a machine for the Tiger Cats in special teams against a very dangerous returner on a missed field goal. Flowers Lloyd makes the tackle on Worthy. It's another point for the Tiger Cats. The streak is over for Mark Leggio. That was a tough one.
Yep.
But adds another point, and the pressure's off with the streak. He can just go out and relax, and it's a lead at the half for the Tiger Cats. That's significant, Luke. They lead 11-3. It's the 3rd time they've had a lead at the half, and they won the previous 2.
Great use of 30 seconds there at the end there by Taylor Powell and the Ticat offense. Tack 1 more on the board. 8 points is better than 7. And overall, first of all, we've got a pretty exciting football game. It's back and forth. It's not very high scoring by any means, but we've got a lot going on here and a really strong Ticat defense right now.
Yes.
Minus a couple mistakes, you've got an offense that looks really great too.
Yeah, the defense has been strong, holding Montreal to just 3 points. It is 11-3. Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantus, is next on the Ticats Audio Network.
You're listening to Tiger Cats at the half.
Statistically, a very, very tight story here at Tim Hortons Field between the Tiger Cats and the Alouettes. And it is your hometown team from Hamilton winning, or at least leading it through 30 minutes of football, 11-3. Bubba O'Neill along with Andy Fantus here. This is Tiger Cats at the half, presented by My Insurance Broker. And Andy, your first half observations, kind of a real defensively strong game, especially from the Tiger Cats.
Yeah, one of those gritty games that we sort of expected, but almost in a different way. there's been turnovers on both sides, kind of sloppy turnovers, if I must say. Some broken tackles for long extended plays. But overall, I think what we're seeing is their teams are taking turns kind of controlling that line of scrimmage, which is what we talked about as a key to victory. Early on, we saw both teams doing it, and then lately it seems like the Ticats offensively have done a pretty good job, but the Alouettes in the passing game have been able to respond with those kind of broken tackle, those yak yards, I guess you could say, the shorter passes that turn into a long run. But overall, you got to be pretty happy with the way they're playing from a Ticats. The stats are pretty even on both sides. And the biggest difference, I think, right now is the Ticats have been pretty good on second down. They have 13 first downs, and they're 10 of 14 on second down. So I think that's the difference in the game, and that's why they are up by 8 points right now.
Taylor Powell kind of using a very ball control-oriented offense. He has got James Butler going 6 carries, 46 yards. I mean, anytime you're running the ball at 7 yards a crack, I'll take that, I would think.
Yeah, it's productive, it's decent, it's average, but Montreal's about the same. William Stanback, 8 for 41. If you look at the rush yards between the teams, Montreal 63, Hamilton 73. Pass yards, Montreal 141, Hamilton 169. Pretty even game statistically. Penalties have been still a bit of an issue. 5 for 40 yards on the Hamilton side, 6 for 70 yards on the Montreal side. Not too much quarterback pressure as of yet. 0 sacks for Hamilton and 1 for Montreal. So pretty even game. You got Simone Lawrence with 5 tackles, Richard Leonard 2 interceptions. So that's been a big key. But I do like the flow that Hamilton has right now. They've had even a couple of drop passes, really.
They have.
That could have been nice long plays. But getting James Butler all these touches with 6 carries and 5 receptions, and probably could have had a couple more receptions. That's what you love to see. He's on pace for over 20 touches, and that bodes well for this team.
One sour note, the lower body injury to Mo Diallo carted off on the field, and then a couple of plays later, Malik Carney leading the team in sacks, he goes down. So I guess it's a good thing that Mark Washington and their defense have 8 guys on the D-line today.
Yeah, I feel bad. It seems like crazy that we were talking about how the defense has been pretty healthy right before the game, and then you get 2 D linemen go down. But yeah, prayers to their speedy recovery. And yeah, good thing that Mark Washington has a strong rotation there, and even some of those linebackers can fill in and rush the quarterback at times.
Well, one of the guys that might be able to fill in, I know he spent many years with the Tiger Cats back in the early 2000s playing offensive line. Maybe he can switch him over to the defensive line. I know he's got skills, and he is our alumnus of the distinction for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Really happy, really pleased to bring in the likes of Ryan Donnelly. Ryan, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
I mean, what's this like for you here, this alumnus of distinction, kind of bringing it right back to the old days and getting to celebrate with your family?
No, it's been great. They take great care of us. They've had us down at the Caretaker's Lounge out in the field. My kids had a blast. I'm really thankful for the experience for my family, and they didn't get a chance to watch me play. I had kids 1 year old. I think my son Logan was 1 when I was in Winnipeg. So it was a good opportunity for them to get in the field, say hi to the players, and have that experience that, maybe if I had 5 more years, my knees didn't tell me that I did, but they were able to have a great experience today.
Well, Ryan, you still look like you can play, and
Yes.
you went to MAC. You certainly have a lot of roots in Hamilton. Played for the Ticats 2002 to 2008, and then you finished the last season 2008 and then 9 with the Bombers. You played bunch of different positions on the offensive line, left tackle, right guard, right tackle, I believe.
Yeah, finish with center.
Oh, finish with center. There you go.
My favorite. Just step back and help.
Yeah, and you got your beautiful family here. Your wife Renee, your sons Logan and Lucas, who's sitting right next to us, and then Reese and Emma. Emma's not here, but your father Rick is here. What's it like to be in this new stadium and have your whole family here to sort of celebrate your career and your experience as a Cat?
Yeah, absolutely. we never had a chance to play in this stadium. I've been here a lot with the alumni and working with the alumni and seeing all the guys, but it was nice for my family more than myself. Honestly, it was. I've been on the field. I've mingled with the fans. I've signed autographs, but I haven't had my family with me, so that was really special.
Well, it's so grateful that you're taking the lead of the Tiger Cat Alumni Association and putting on so many cool events and just getting a network of people together, of former players. So thank you for that. What else are you doing with yourself?
Yeah, I'm a divisional manager with Good Life Fitness, so I manage the Southern Ontario clubs. Keep myself busy with coaching football right now. I'm moving into Bishop Tonus. I coach with John McDonald, ex-Ticat in Brantford. We're at Pauline Johnson. Mike Linton, you probably remember him from the MAC days. Coached with him last year at Oakville. So moving into coaching my son Logan, he's going to be going to Bishop Tonus. Coaching Lucas sitting beside you, AA baseball in Ancaster. So I've been busy, but the alumni.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, is coaching the same kind of rush as a player? I'm trying to figure out my life path.
You know what? I gotta sometimes tell myself they're 12. Like sometimes, we've both been coached from some pretty tough coaches, and I gotta sometimes just take a breath. Lucas is 11.
Well, we got one of your sons, Lucas, here. Lucas, has your dad ever been hard on you coaching?
Yes.
Anything you could share?
Straight to the point, honest.
I think the offensive line is doing really good, but the defensive line, you need to put more pressure on the QB.
For the Cats in the second half, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need some sacks. That's a good call, bud.
Yeah, 0 sacks, but they are pushing the line.
What's this guy doing here? Why don't we get him in the locker room for crying out loud?
Yeah.
We get to fire up the guys.
Are you free for the post-game show?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Lucas. And yeah, Ryan, what's your outlook on the Ticats this season and tonight?
I honestly was talking with Bubba, this is a huge game that the way this game goes, I really think is going to be a dictation of what the season is going to look like for the Ticats. I know it's early, but this is a team we've got to beat, and we're our quarterback position, we're hurting. But isn't that when Simone Lawrence is supposed to get 5 tackles and Ted Laurent is supposed to stop the run and we're supposed to get 2 interceptions? Well, the defense is doing what they should be doing. So I'm really happy with that. Offensive line receivers get open, and I always say, in Navy SEALs, they say fall back on your training. I think Coach O always puts them in a good spot. Let's just make sure they fall back on their training in the second half and do what they're supposed to do. Do your job.
Let me ask you a question here, because you're one of the rarities, and I know there's a couple of them out there, and Andy's kind of close in that situation too. You grew up in St. Catharines, and you played for McMaster, and then you played for the Tiger Cats. That, can you script it any better in some ways of being being able to be at home and play the game that you love?
Yeah, the crazy thing is I grew up in Winnipeg from grade 5 to grade 10, and I got shipped out to the Bombers. So I traveled to my lineage. So it was something that I had high school friends everywhere I went, but every time I come to this stadium, it's people that I've known for probably 25 years. So it was really cool, and it's an experience I don't think I would choose a different story.
Speaking of experience, you made an appearance on the Montreal and Hitch program, and probably got to talk to some of the old boys there, some good stories, and I'll be honest, I listened to it. That's about 60 minutes of good laughter. When you get together with guys like Andy, what's that like when you get to chat with the old boys?
Yeah. Mike Morelli, I said on the podcast, he did a 2002 football camp at McMaster with me, and he said to the camp, they said the experiences you create with your teammates is going to be the things that last forever. And I was like, yeah, I've been playing for 5 years. So let's get on with the pep talk, Mike. We had the most fun. We had the best locker room, and I could sit here, and I've shared some stories with you for 5 minutes. It was the best. That locker room, Hitch, Morelli, McManus, I could go on. It was awesome. I remember those guys more than the games. I wish I had some great cups to remember too, but that would be a trumpet, it was awesome.
So much fun.
Hey, thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. It's just a wonderful thing that you're able to check in with us. And
Thanks, Lucas, too.
Yeah. He's a young broadcaster and a coach. He's got it all lined up. Andy, big second half to come. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. I mean, this has been, Tiger Cats at the half, presented by my insurance broker. Hey, 11-3 for the Tiger Cats. 30 minutes of football still to come. RJ and Luke are with us. Coming up next on the Ticats Audio Network.
About to start the third quarter at Tim Hortons Field. Tiger Cats lead 11-3. Third time this season they've had a lead at the half. This is their biggest lead at the half. Mark Leggio's kick, it's a really short one to kick things off, and Philpott tries to go straight ahead. Looked like he had stepped out of bounds earlier. Nick Cross made sure he's out of bounds just in front of that Ticats sideline. How about the defense for the Tiger Cats, what they've done? So 204 net yards for the Alouettes. Mack and Sneed both had big receptions for 111 yards combined. The other 20 plays from that Montreal offense, they've managed just 93 yards. So if not for those two huge plays, they wouldn't have much at all.
How about this? Both of those drives after the big plays ended with missed field goals as well. So nothing came of the big plays.
That's
a really
right.
great job by the Ticat defense.
Defense got rewarded. They'll have to be big again. Third quarter is the Tiger Cats' best. They have a plus 23 point differential. It's the only quarter where they're in the pluses. Williams stand back with the carry on first down and got about a yard. Tiger Cats defense has been great against this run as well.
They have. We saw him have a couple big first downs early in this game, and since then this Ticat defense has really shut down the run, and right off the bat forcing Cody Fajardo into a 2nd and 9.
From their own 43-yard line, Fajardo taps his right foot. Drops back, pressure's coming, he's dropped the ball. The ball's loose, Trey Crawford has picked it up. Crawford has it at the 19. He's brought down. Tiger Cats got to Fajardo and he lost the football. I think it was Simone Lawrence who was blitzing. And Fajardo fumbled, Trey Crawford recovered, and the Ticats will take over on the Montreal 19.
Wow, Cody Fajardo tries to spin and escape to the left, out of the left side of his pocket. I think you're right. Simone Lawrence blitzing from his will position right there with great hands coming down on Cody Fajardo's arms. What a costly turnover, and what a great job. We're talking about this Ticat defense. Opportunistic. That's their third takeaway of the game.
Richard Leonard, 2 interceptions. That forced fumble by Simone, recovered by Trey Crawford. Where's his football? A lot of trickery there. Taylor Powell, he faked to Keandre Smith, actually gave it to James Butler. And Alouettes, they knew where it was. There wasn't much there, maybe a yard or two.
Well, botched exchanges and motions in the backfield. Keandre Smith and one of the other receivers running into each other and sort of causing a disruption before James Butler ended up with the ball. Now you got a 2nd and 9 as you get this ball in very good field position.
So the running into each other wasn't part of the play.
Well, we did some weird things, I guess.
It could mix
we
up
had
a
some trick
defense.
plays, but
2nd and 9 from the 20. Taylor Powell wants to pass. Montreal's bringing the pressure. He's scrambling. He's still on his feet. Running to his left. He's across the 20, the 15. He's looking at the first down marker. He gets to the 10. I think he's got it. Yes, they indicate it's a first down presented by Active Green and Ross. The Tiger Cats keep it rolling. We had a great angle of Powell running right at that first down marker.
Yep, he thought he kept his eyes downfield for a second, and it was a great job making the decision to pull that down and run to the wide side of the field, which was his left, and just enough room to get all of those 9 yards needed.
Taylor Powell, he can scramble. That was a lot of pressure coming from Montreal, keeps this drive alive. Handoff goes to Butler, and he is scrambling and keeping the legs moving, and he pops out of the pile inside the 5. We'll see where they spot it. I think he's down at the 4.
Yeah, good strong run there, and again, James Butler earning more yards after the play's broken down.
Butler's had a big game for the Tiger Cats. He's over 50 yards rushing. Early third quarter, Tiger Cats tried another handoff here, and whistle goes before this play materialized. So we'll hear from Ben Major.
Hamilton, number 65. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's still going to be second down.
So it's not, there's something going on with the alignment of these Hamilton tackles. It's very strange. It's the third procedure on the tackles for Hamilton, 2 on Kemp, and now
Kendrick
1 on Sartor. You also had a procedure in the field goal alignment earlier in the game too. Yeah, you got to get this solved. Now you got a 2nd and 9 again as you're entering the touchdown area here.
The ball is on the Montreal 9. Tiger Cats lead 11-3. Defense created a turnover. Taylor Powell bouncing, staying in the pocket. He's going to run again. He's sliding at the 4. He had an idea to go for the end zone. J.R. Reed, who's thrown some big hits and has an interception in the game, forced Powell to slide. And that brings out Mark Leggio and the field goal team. Would have been nice if the Tiger Cats could have punched that into the end zone after Simone Lawrence forced the fumble. Trey Crawford recovered it. They took over at the 19, but they could only get as far as the 4 for Montreal.
Yeah, penalties so costly, and you get down here, you run out of chances, and Taylor Powell, you thought for a second he was maybe going to try to stay on his feet a little longer, but to be frank, the Ticats can't handle any more quarterback injuries.
No, definitely not. That's a good point. Very short field goal of 13 yards for Mark Leggio. It is good. He's 2 for 3 in the game, and the Tiger Cats get more of a lead early in the third quarter. 14-3. Tiger Cats lead. 10:48 remains in the third quarter. Defense is coming back on the field. Should be exciting. Stick around. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Under the lights at Tim Hortons Field on this Saturday night. It's a beautiful evening. RJ Broadhead with Luke Tasker. The Ticats lead 14-3. The defense has been a big story again for the Tiger Cats. 3 turnovers in the game. And Cody Fajardo has been quiet. Came in as the 3rd leading passer in the CFL. He's 7 for 11 in the game. 141 yards, thrown 2 interceptions, and he's lost a fumble. Starting from his own 40. Lots of movement for the Alouettes before the snap, and it is a pitch to Philpott. Simone Lawrence in on this tackle as well. Philpott will be close to a first down, though.
Simone Lawrence right in the mix again. Having a great game, part of the leadership of this team and certainly of this defense, as he has been for a decade of Ticat football. A lot of great stops from this defense tonight, and just 3 takeaways. I mean, just an unbelievable addition to the game.
Crowd, they've been a factor too. Nice and loud on another second down here. It's 2nd and 3 for the Alouettes from the Montreal 47. Handoff goes to Stanback, and he needed to get across the 48. Looks like he got up to the 50, so that should be enough. Well, he needed to, get to the 50. This will be close. We'll see where they spot it. They haven't indicated anything yet, and it is by the nose of a football, a first down.
You mentioned, RJ, the big pass plays, 2 huge pass plays to start early in the first half for Montreal, but other than that, very limited passing game. They've got those 2 big chunks, and that's just about it. This Hamilton defense in the secondary playing very well.
1st and 10 from the 50. Fajardo rolls to his right, throws on the run, has an open receiver. Sliding to make the catch is Austin Mack.
Well, there you go. That's Cody Fajardo answering the call there with a very nice pass, moving out of the pocket to his right. And Austin Mack having a great year and sliding for the catch there, well past the first down.
Tiger Cats, 1 game this season they haven't allowed 100 yards rushing, which is a shocking stat. They've been so good against the run for so long. But that 1 game was against Montreal. They've done a pretty good job again tonight. It's the passing of Fajardo on this drive that's been effective. Here's Stanback, and just as I say that, he gets one of his better runs for 8 or 9 yards up to the 35. Don't look at me like that, Luke.
I say that they're not passing well. He throws an 18-yard pass. You say they're not running well, and there you go. So what are we doing here? Let's not talk walk before this one.
Do they turn the ball over a lot? Should we talk about that?
Yeah,
They've
right.
turned it over 3 times.
There you go.
8:09 to go in the third quarter. Tiger Cats lead 14-3. Alouettes, they're looking at some points now. They're on the 36-yard line of the Tiger Cats. It's another handoff to Standback, and he's still on his feet, dragging Ticats down close to the Hamilton 30-yard line. Malik Carney's back in the game. That's good news for the Tiger Cats. He was one of the Cats in on the tackle.
Yeah, nice drive here. One of their best-looking drives of the night, Cody Fajardo and his offense with Montreal. But we've seen the Ticats defense tonight answer back when this Montreal offense gains momentum.
Up to the Hamilton 31, fresh set of downs for Fajardo and the Alouettes. He throws near side to Tyson Philpott again, and it's Tunde Adeleke making the tackle. This will be close to a first down, maybe a yard or 2 short.
Ooh, I winced in that play. Chris Edwards blitzing and effectively tackled Cody Fajardo after the ball was out. But apparently the ref saw it a little different. It was clean, and I guess the timing just barely enough to stay within the rules.
Well, probably the most interesting thing there is Chris Edwards got a favorable call. I would think the officials don't lean that way often. 23-yard line for the Alouettes. Another handoff, and Standback is just refusing to go down. Finally, Simone Lawrence has to combine with Stavros Katsantonis to bring him down, but he's inside the 15, and it's another first down for Montreal.
Yeah, Standback, big, strong runner, and is kind of always able to power through the arm tackles. And that was an extra 5 yards after that first contact.
Standback coming off his best game of the season. Got close to 100 yards. He has 13 carries tonight for 67 yards. And he's brought this Alouettes offense down to the Hamilton 14. It's another handoff, this time to Jeshrin Antwi. And nothing there for Antwi. Maybe got a yard with his forward momentum. Casey Sales involved in the tackle.
Okay, there you go. You're able to limit that first down to a 2-yard gain. This is a big second down for the Alouettes. 11-point game here. This is going to change things if they're able to get this first down and put 7 points on the board. But the Ticats, comfortable lead after this drive. To force 3 points would be a big win for Mark Washington's defense.
Ball is on the Hamilton 12. Alouettes could get 8 yards and a first down. Fajardo back to pass. No pressure. Now it comes. Takes a couple of steps forward. It's a good tackle by Chris Edwards, keeping Antwi out of the end zone and short of the first down.
Let's see here. So third and it looks like they're going to spot it at a 3rd and 3. Yeah, they're going to bring the field goal unit on.
Cote's coming out.
Chris Edwards there in the open field runs up as Cody Fajardo's scrambling, finds his receiver. Chris Edwards runs up out of that secondary to make a sure tackle in the open field, and every single yard counts there, right? The way the ball carrier falls to the ground determines if they're going to run a short yardage or not. It's a huge tackle.
Chris Edwards is a good football player. He makes big plays at big times. This is a 14-yard field goal attempt for Cote, and that's just a little chip shot for him. So it's good. Montreal adds another field goal. They have 2 field goals in the game. The Tiger Cats have the lead, though. It's 14-6 with 4:38 to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats offense back on the field. 14-6. Tiger Cats lead, wearing their black tops, gold pants, going from left to right. Not much wind. It's not a factor in this game. Still a warm evening in Hamilton. Huge victory on the line between these two East Division teams. Tiger Cats trying for their second win at home. Taylor Powell in his second start. Fakes the handoff, stays in the pocket, throws the ball, completes it to James Butler, and he'll be forced out of bounds at that far sideline by the leading tackler of the Alouettes, Tyrese Beverett, but he got about 5 yards.
Great job. I like how Taylor Powell did not choose to tuck that and run there. He was deep in his pocket and he was hemmed in but not really pressured, right? And he kept his eyes and made his way to his check down, which was James Butler in the flat to the left. Good 6-yard gain.
Taylor Powell trying to convert another second down. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Powell with 2 receivers to his right, 3 to his left. That's the boundary side. Powell stays in the pocket, looking deep. Terry Godwin trying to track it down. He can't do it, and Godwin looks around, thinks there should have been a flag. There was not.
I like the throw. That was in range. That was in a somewhat catchable radius. Yeah, no, I don't think there was pass interference. That was well played there by Ento, coming off of a pick six last week at home in Montreal's win versus Calgary. Close one. I want to see Terry Godwin with a few more chances like that before this game ends.
We haven't seen a lot of deep balls attempted by the Tiger Cats. Here's another onside punt potentially. Well, it was just a trick. Will Sunderland came running behind Bailey Flint. That got Montreal adjusting. Flint standing on his 31-yard line, just got that punt away. It was very nearly blocked, and it might have been tipped. And there's flags flying. Ticats' punt defense really had no chance. It was a short punt, landed around the 45-yard line of the Alouettes, and flags fly, so they'll advance past that as the Tiger Cats were a little bit too close. We'll let you know the starting field position for Montreal when we come back. There's 3:07 to go in the third quarter. It's 14-6. Tiger Cats lead. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Well, a crazy play on that Hamilton punt attempt. Bailey Flint almost had the punt blocked, wound up being 14-yard punt. But he was going to try to get that short punt.
Yeah, heads-up play by him, knowing he's on sides.
So Tiger Cats penalized 5 yards. Montreal starts from their own 52, and a completion to Tyson Philpott gets around the outside, and he will be close to a first down. They are indicating it is enough, so 10.5 yards for Philpott. That'll move the sticks, and the Alouettes are in Hamilton territory.
Yeah, just like that, with a net 14-yard punt, almost blocked. You get the no yards call. This is advantageous for Cody Fajardo.
Tiger Cats have had better statistics, but it is a one-score game. Just over 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Crowd gets loud. Ball kept on the ground by the Alouettes. They're determined to make something work. This time it's Stanback with the run.
2nd and 8. Good job on that first down. Keeping Stanback to a small gain. Can you get Fajardo off the field here? They've eaten up most of the third quarter with the Montreal offense being on the field.
Ball's on the Hamilton 45. They need 8 yards for the first down. Fajardo pump fakes. He's going to try to run, and he doesn't slide. The Tiger Cats bring him down. Casey Sales combining with Kyle Wilson.
Great job on the rush. The Ticats show cover 0. They've got everybody loaded up in the box, and then they drop some guys out into the under coverage there, but still put on enough pressure to make Fajardo try to do it on his feet, and then they swarm with a 2-yard gain. Great job answering the call. You're on the field with a short field behind you. As a defense, that's tough. Great job on a 2-and-out.
David Cote, 2 for 4. Alouettes are going to go for a field goal here. And they're setting up at approximately the 51-yard line. Tyreek McAllister, he has returned a missed field goal already in this game. Got that up to about the 25-yard line. Long field goal attempt. Cote's kick from 51 yards is good. So Cote, 3 for 5 in the game with field goals. And the Alouettes creep a little bit closer. It's now a 5-point game. Tiger Cats lead 14-9. 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. We'll take another break. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Tiger Cats still lead here at Tim Hortons Field, but Montreal is chipping away. It's a 14-9 lead for the Tiger Cats. Taylor Powell and the Cats offense back on the field. Less than a minute to go in the third quarter. Powell 16 for 24, 175 yards. He's thrown an interception. Handoff goes to James Butler, and he is hit and knocked down, and it won't be much of a gain. Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, the truth is the Alouettes have stolen the momentum for the third quarter here, which has 27 seconds left in it. A couple good drives. They've got a field goal. 2 field goals actually in this third quarter, and the Ticats offense, has not been able to find much here.
Well, they got the ball off a defensive turnover. The fumble recovery by Trey Crawford on the Montreal 19, and Ticats couldn't put that into the end zone. Pressure coming on Powell. Now he's scrambling. 2nd and 11. He throws. He was trying to find James Butler. It's incomplete. And a quick 2 and out here for the Tiger Cats. So Montreal keeps that momentum. We're through 3 quarters at Tim Hortons Field.
We were right back at this exact place on the field not very long ago, and the Ticats almost got that punt blocked, and it resulted in a net 14-yard punt. You've got to make up more ground here on this kick as they flip sides for the fourth quarter.
That's the big key. It'll be from the other side.
There you
so
go.
maybe it'll work out better.
Just magically, though, the wind is nothing here tonight at Tim Hortons Field of all times.
14-9, Ticats lead through 3 quarters. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter on the Ticats Audio Network. We want to thank all our listeners on the Ticats Audio Network. If you're listening, we'd love to know where you're listening from. GameDay@ticats.ca. Send us a note there. Want to say hello to Mark Tice from Foothills, Alberta at Out West Campgrounds. Hopefully it's a beautiful evening there as it is in Hamilton. And Mark was staying at the campgrounds last year. And how about Elizabeth Luce? She's a Bombers fan, listening from Eugene, Oregon, so we'll forgive you for being a Bombers fan. She loves you, Luke. Says, as fun as it was to watch Luke play, he's just as terrific as an analyst. Go Ticats, Oski Wee Wee. Isn't that nice?
Elizabeth, you're too kind. Thank you for listening, and that's fun to hear where everybody is. That's quite a spread there. Nice.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty powerful, the Ticats Audio Network, and the ability to stream. The signal is much more widespread. Bailey Flint gets a much better punt away. Chandler Worthy catches it at his 25, falls backwards, then gets up and turns it into about a 7-yard return before he's tackled by Nick Cross.
Great kick there to flip the field and get a little bit of this field position battle back in the Ticats' favor. Previous matchup at Tim Hortons Field, big return for a touchdown. It was really turning point in the game that night, and since then Montreal's return game has not had an explosive return from all those weeks ago back in Hamilton, and tonight the Hamilton coverage team, I think they've done a pretty good job.
I agree with you, Luke. Cody Fajardo's on a hot streak. He's hit 9 of his last 10 for completions for 111 yards, beginning this drive from his own 33. It's a handoff, then pitch back to Fajardo, and they're going deep. Courtney Davis is down there. He makes the catch. He's inside the Hamilton 35. Stavros Katsantonis able to bring him down. But a little trickery there by Montreal, and it works.
Yeah, little flea flicker, and Cody Fajardo kind of seems like they're good for something like that once a game. Double moves on by both outside receivers, and he picks his side and gives his guy a chance.
So all of a sudden, starting from their own 33, they're at the Hamilton 34. Cody Fajardo fakes the handoff, has an open receiver, and it's Sneed right along the sideline. He thought he stayed in bounds, but the officials blow the whistle. He was out of bounds, but will be very close to a first down, and they're saying he got the first down, so he's inside the Hamilton 25.
Wow, a couple big plays right back to back. Third time this game we've seen a pass play over 50 yards. That's pretty impressive by this Montreal offense. Over 40 yards, excuse me. That one was just shy of the 50-yard mark there.
Early fourth quarter, Alouettes don't have a touchdown in this game, but they're moving the ball well on the Hamilton 24. Standback gets it, and he goes up the middle, a little bit to his left. He'll get down to the 20, 3 or 4 yards.
Okay, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
The previous 2 explosive pass plays we saw in the first half, the Hamilton defense stopped those drives without points. Now they've got Standbeck, 5-yard gain, and they're in a 2nd and 5. Can you avoid a touchdown here or an additional first down after what was a huge pass play? for the third time tonight, can this Ticat defense do it?
Fajardo has completed 9 straight passes. The defense has been so good for so long in this game. They need a second down stop here. Crowd is loud. Fajardo going end zone, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Mac. Tunde Adeleke there, and flags are all over the place. And this is likely against Adeleke and the Tiger Cats.
Interference, Hamilton number 2. The penalty occurred in the end zone. It's going to be first down for Montreal at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it's a no-risk situation for Cody Fajardo. Tunde Adeleke is in catch-up. He's chasing down Austin Mack, who's beyond him, and there's just no way to stop and not gain interference there. Yeah.
So the Alouettes yet to get into the end zone. They've got a golden opportunity here. First and goal from the 1. Caleb Evans in at quarterback. Under center, dives. He's in the end zone. So the Alouettes punch it in immediately, and they have their first lead in a long time.
Okay, so a 5-point game. Get your touchdown. Obviously, 7 points doesn't do, a 7-point gain, putting it to 2 points doesn't do much, so they're going to be going for 2 here to try to make it a 3-point game. And for the first time, Taylor Powell is going to have to take the field from behind and see what they can do to make up ground and chase down the Montreal Alouettes with their first lead of the game.
Montreal is going to go for 2. They're up by a point right now. Cody Fajardo back in at quarterback. Throws, end zone, caught Austin Mack. The 2-point convert is good.
Yeah. Trips to the right and a hitch there from the inside receiver, who is Austin Mack, right across the goal line.
So a touchdown and a 2-point convert, and the Alouettes have their first lead. It is a 3-point lead, 17-14 with 12:02 to go in the football game. Close one here at Tim Hortons Field. Stick around. This is the Ticats Audio Network. Under the lights at Tim Hortons Field with 12:02 to go. 14 points for the Tiger Cats has not stood up. Alouettes have chipped away, and now they lead 17-14. Cody Fajardo looked a bit uncomfortable after the 2-point convert. He was pushed by Trey Crawford. We'll have to see if he comes out again. No other Alouettes quarterback has thrown a pass this season. Tyreek McAllister gets the ball at his 20. This would be a good time for a big return. He's across the 35. Looks like Montreal has him stopped there. Maybe got to the 37 or 38-yard line.
Quiet second half so far for the Hamilton offense. You know, we saw a lot of good things in that first half, mixed in with a few interceptions and of course the penalties that we talked a lot about. But it feels like we haven't really seen Taylor Powell in this second half yet, and now you've got just under 12 minutes left in the game. You got work to do.
Down by 3. That was a big 2-point convert for the Alouettes, their first of the season, their first attempt at the season for a 2-pointer. Taylor Powell going to pass, stays in the pocket. That's bad, and it's up in the air. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by Sean Lemon. Now he's trying to backtrack, and David Beard puts the bear hug on him. And Lemon was clearly trying to make something happen. He started running the wrong way.
Doing his best Chandler Worthy impression there. That is not what needed to happen for the Ticat offense. Ball got batted up in the air at the line of scrimmage. Sean Lemon comes up with it.
Alouettes have not led until the fourth quarter. Now they're up by 3, and they've created a turnover and have the ball on the Hamilton 33-yard line. When we come back, there's 11:27 to go. It's the Ticats Audio Network. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field. Tiger Cats led most of the game. Alouettes now up 17-14. There's lots of time, 11:27 remaining in this football game. But another turnover, third of the game created by the Alouettes. They have the ball at the Hamilton 33. Ball was tipped, the pass from Taylor Powell and intercepted by Sean Lemon. Fajardo under pressure, and he's sacked. He is sacked at the 40. Kongbo there, Jared Hewitt there, Chris Edwards there, all played a part in getting to Fajardo and pushing the Alouettes back about 7 yards. That's an important 7 yards.
The defense has really come to play tonight. Good second half by this Montreal offense, but all in all, the defense is keeping the Ticats involved here. Great job on that first down.
2nd and 17 now from the Hamilton 40. Fajardo wastes no time. He throws, and it is complete to Mack, trying to stay on his feet. Simone Lawrence tripped him up, and Nick Cross and Kenneth George Jr. finished him off. Not enough for the first down, but David Cote coming on the field again, trying for his 4th field goal of the game. He's also missed 2.
Great job. A 2-and-out with a field goal attempt coming here, but also you just got that Montreal offense off the field. And that's all we, the Ticat offense is going to need time. They got to have chances out there. Hamilton defense coming up big.
When you turn the ball over on your own 33, holding the team to 3 is pretty good. Cote's field goal attempt is good. That was from about 33 yards, as it turned out. So it is a 4th field goal of the game for Cote, and now a 6-point lead for the Alouettes. It's 20-14 with 9:57 to go. This Tiger Cats offense has to get going. In the second half, they've managed just 5 passing yards and 30 rushing yards.
Yeah, that interception doesn't help, of course. And Montreal's offense eating up so much of that clock. Doesn't give you much time or chances to work. But now is as good a time as any for the playmakers to show up and to start making plays.
Taylor Powell, James Butler to his right. He's going to pass, looks to his left. Terry Godwin, he's one of those playmakers, and he's got some blocking help ahead of him. He'll get across the 45. Needed to get to the 50 for the first down. Looks like about a 6-yard reception.
Godwin down on the field right now.
Well, that's
He's
not
a guy.
good.
No, that's one of the guys who I was expecting to be heavily involved in these last minutes of the 4th quarter. Taylor Powell's found him a couple times tonight, and he's in some pain after catching that wide receiver screen to the left side in front of the Ticats bench.
Godwin has emerged as maybe the Ticats' top receiver. He's caught the most passes this season. That was his 6th of the night, 89 yards receiving. He hops up and walks to the Tiger Cats sideline under his own power.
Maybe
so,
the wind knocked out a little something. Right, yeah.
Well, that would be good if we can see Terry Godwin back. So that's one of the weapons out of the equation for Taylor Powell for the time being. On a 2nd and 3, Tiger Cats on their own 47. They need to convert this second down. They need to get a drive and get some points. They're down by 6 all of a sudden, and flags are flying as that ball is snapped to Taylor Powell.
Kai Loxley at the top of that offensive 40.
Hamilton, number 89. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay second down.
It's hard. There's not enough. They have no rhythm or momentum right now to overcome penalties like this. And this 2nd and 8 here, we saw it a little bit earlier in this game with overcoming some of these, and we'll see if somebody can step up to make this play here.
2nd and 8 from their own 42.
We're gonna go hot, man. We're gonna go hot.
3 receivers to the field side, 2 to the boundary. 5 receivers for the Tiger Cats. James Butler, he'll branch off too. Powell going deep down the near sideline. Tim White, he couldn't catch up to it. It's incomplete. They went for it. And the Alouettes are going to get the football back. The Tiger Cats offense is run dry.
Still a lot of time. This is a 6-point game. And I say it again, just like earlier to Terry Godwin, I like Taylor Powell giving Tim White chances like that.
Bailey Flint, high spiral punt, a good one too. Worthy takes it inside his own 15, runs outside the numbers down the near sideline, and he's up close to the 35-yard line. That was the Tiger Cats' 4th straight drive without a first down. It's been a quiet second half. Montreal has been getting first downs. They have the lead with 8:28 to go. It's 20-14. Owls leading. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. 8:28 to go. Sweet Caroline blasting at Tim Hortons Field. The Hamilton proud flag being passed around the stands. And now the defense has to be strong. Alouettes lead by 6. Oh, here's Stanback. He got to the outside. He faked to the left, and now he's across midfield by far. His biggest run, 21 yards, and the Tiger Cats, for the 7th time in 8 games, have allowed 100 or more yards rushing.
That was an interesting set from Montreal. They had a normal spread look, 5 receivers out, and everybody sort of slowly motioned back into a very tight box. And along with them came the halfbacks and the linebackers of Hamilton's defense, and Stanback finds his way to the edge very quickly. Nobody's left.
Just over midfield in Hamilton territory on the Tiger Cats' 53-yard line. Fajardo hands off to Stanback again. Why not? He'll get a couple of yards this time as he tried to muscle his way through the middle. Jonathan Kongbo in on the tackle. So a 2nd and 9 here for the Alouettes. Tiger Cats can't give up any more points. They trail by 6. Need to get a stop here. Fans know it. It's loud at Tim Hortons Field. Be hard for the Alouettes to hear. They're now going to load up this boundary side. Fajardo doesn't take any time. 2 steps back. Throws the ball. Wow. It is incomplete. Javian Elliott breaks it up with a great knockdown.
What a great play. Javian Elliott in perfect position from his halfback spot on the out route. Would have been enough, very close to the first down, and he's right there to get a hand in and break it up. Out of field goal range, forcing the punt. Can Tyreek McAllister make a difference here? What a time it would be for an explosive return.
Well, he has a big explosive play every game, it seems. Hasn't had one yet, so he's due. Oh. Zima, a good spiraling punt, but that's way out of bounds. And he's picking himself off the ground. There's a flag, and this could be bad for the Tiger Cats.
You might not be able to. That one will be talked about for a long time from this Ticat team.
Roughing the punter. Hamilton, number 91. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for Montreal.
Well, that hurts.
Hurts. Man, the defense does its job. Right now, already, before the drive has even continued here for Montreal, they're in field goal range. I mean, just really, really, it's a gut punch to this defense who's battling and making plays. Gets Cody Fajardo off the field, and now he's back on.
Hamilton's taken 10 penalties for 88 yards. That one stings. They move up to the Hamilton 37, the Alouettes do. Fajardo has an open receiver behind coverage. It's complete, and it's a touchdown for the Alouettes. Regis Sibasu. And a flag flies after the play. The Alouettes have come alive in the 4th quarter.
Wow, look at that turn of events. We talked in the start of this game, back-to-back penalties from the Ticat offense followed by an interception. Here you have a costly penalty on roughing the punter followed by a touchdown pass. And the football games are like that. Mistakes compound.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. After the touchdown, we have a 10-yard misconduct against Montreal, number 83.
Whatever, something with the celebration in the end zone, who knows. Just, boy, some penalties are hard to outplay and to overcome. And that roughing the punter, there's time left, but it feels like a dagger. Moving this to looking like it's going to be a 13-point game.
Will be applied on the ensuing kickoff.
So those penalty yards, again, Ben Major, the referee, they'll apply those on the ensuing kickoff. Hamilton was going to get that football, and that kept the drive alive for Montreal, and they wasted no time throwing salt in the wound. First play after the penalty, they get a touchdown, reaches Sibasu, and now Cote steps up to add another point to it. And it's good. So now it's 27-14. A 13-point lead for the Alouettes. It's a 2-score game in a game that the Tiger Cats not too long ago were up by 2 scores.
That's right, 24-3 in this second half right now. Montreal on the winning edge of that. Man, they just came out and just slowed down a little bit. They controlled the clock and started eating up that third quarter. Sure enough, now we're more than halfway into the fourth, and they're on a real streak right now.
Cody Fajardo has really hit a hot streak. He started 2 for 5 with 2 interceptions. Since then, he's gone 15 for 17, 214 yards. (27-14) Alouettes lead, 6:16 to go. A lot of the fans at Tim Hortons Field after that Alouettes touchdown are starting to filter toward the exits. You never know in the CFL. Anything can happen. It's a 2-score game. Tiger Cats need to make it happen quick. So this kickoff from Cote will start from the 20. The ball is on the tee at the Montreal 20. It should be good starting field position. Tyreek McAllister came into this game with the best average kickoff return. Gets it at his 25. He's across the 40 now. The 45. He spins. Can't get any more than that. He's stopped at the Tiger Cats 45.
Still much better than the Ticats have had for most of the drives in this game. Not much going in the return game, but this at the 45, Taylor Powell has some breathing room.
4 straight drives without a first down. That has to change now for the Tiger Cats.
Got to.
Have to sustain something.
That's right. Been a very disappointing second half and unable to find any rhythm. Terry Godwin back on the field.
That's good news. Ball's on the 46, so they give McAllister a little extra. Taylor Powell, empty backfield. He's going to pass this football. Down by 13. He completes it to Tim White, his second catch of the game. This is a short one, maybe 6 yards.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that on first down. Tim White runs a little bit of like a slant or an option route. Ends up, the ball stops him, rightly so, in that low zone.
Alouettes have outscored the Tiger Cats 41-6 in the second half this season. That's 2 games. Taylor Powell back to pass on this 2nd and 5. He's under pressure, and the Alouettes get to him. They sack him back at the original line of scrimmage. So those 5 yards that were gained on the pass eliminated. And a 5th straight drive without a first down for the Tiger Cats.
Yep.
And they'll have to punt. Trailing by 13, and now the clock is another enemy of the Tiger Cats. Under 5 minutes to go. And the Tiger Cats look a little disorganized here. Sunderland running onto the field late. They just get it away to Bailey Flint. High, beautiful punt. Nice spiral. Chandler Worthy catches it right at the 10 on the near sideline. Runs to the outside, then cuts back to the inside. Tiger Cats had it well covered. Made a good tackle. They stop him at the 24 of the Alouettes. 4 minutes, 31 seconds to go in the football game. Getting close to the 3-minute warning.
Just wild how this game slipped away from the Ticats in the second half. I mean,
really the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 2-score game at the end of the half in the Ticats' favor. Without any offensive production, all of a sudden Montreal finding some production, and now Ticats still need 2 touchdowns to get this thing back in their favor. 4.5 minutes left.
Last 5 Hamilton drives, they've managed 12 yards net offense. Stanback, you know he'll get the ball quite a bit here. This will be a gain of maybe 3. Alouettes will try to keep this clock running with a 2-score lead, 13 points. We've been talking about it all game with that Toronto loss. A chance to gain some ground on the Argonauts for one of these teams. Montreal has a game in hand on the Tiger Cats. This is their 7th game of the season, 8th for the Tiger Cats. Almost to the midpoint for the Cats. They'll be on a bye after this. Another handoff to Stan. No, it's a fake to Stanback. The throw goes to the left to Sneed, and he stays on his feet long enough to get the first down. Casey Sales, part of that tackle. The defensive lineman running 8 yards downfield to help in the tackle.
Yeah, the Alouettes offense has just been able to sort of put it into a very high efficient mode here. I mean, you don't see Cody Fajardo wasting any time in the backfield. It's a fake, with an immediate option to his left. Really clean.
Ball up to the 37. Again, lots of movement. Hergy Mayala makes a catch. He gets to the outside, and he's got another first down, but there is a flag.
Yeah, this will be a holding against Simone Lawrence, or the holding was on Simone Lawrence against Montreal.
So we are at the 3-minute warning. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
4 yards were gained, holding. Montreal 83. It's a 10-yard penalty. We'll replay the first down. We are now in the 3-minute timeout.
Okay, well, Ben Major did a perfect throw to break. It's 27-14, Alouettes lead. We'll be right back on the Ticats Audio Network. 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's how much time the Tiger Cats have to make a comeback. Had the lead for most of the game. Late, Montreal has come on, and now they lead 27-14. Looked like they had another first down on this drive, but a holding call will push the Alouettes back. It'll be a 1st and 20 from their own 27-yard line.
Well, we've seen a couple great finishes in the CFL this year already. Ottawa taking it to overtime twice in a row and winning. Hamilton taking it right to the end in many games. We'll see if they can make something happen here.
They got to. Fake handoff, the pass to a wide open Tyler Sneed. He gets across the 45. They needed 20 yards for the first down. He got about 18 or 19.
Sneed can feel that one a little bit on the ground. Simone Lawrence came in with a violent hatchet. RJ and I are jumped off to us both. That's a guy who cares about this team and this game and this franchise. And
yeah, Simone's got a lot of pride, and you can tell he was looking for a turnover. Knows they have to do something. Stand back straight up the middle, and he has got enough for the first down. He's up near the Montreal 50. That's a big first down for the Alouettes. They'll stay in possession of the football with 2:07 to go and a 13-point lead.
Boy, that's an unbelievable conversion from the Alouette offense.
Yep.
1st and 20. In any long situation on first down, your goal is to get half. Well, they get 18 of the 20 right off the bat. Stanback does what he does and pushes it to move those chains. I mean, wow. You talk momentum's a real force, and they've got it.
Cody Fajardo over 300 yards passing, 11th time in his career. Stanback. We see him again with a football, and boy, he's hit at the line and bounces ahead for 2 or 3 yards. He's up to about 107 yards rushing now. His first 100-yard rushing game of the season.
Hamilton.
That's the 3rd consecutive play that ends in bounds. They've already eaten up a minute of this clock here on just those 3 plays. Coach Orlando Steinauer calling the timeout now. That's the last one that Hamilton has. Not much you can do if Cody Fajardo's offense is this efficient.
Ticats trying to rely on their defense. Force Montreal to punt the football. Big 2nd and 8 here. Montreal up to their own 52-yard line. Tiger Cats defense, a lot of pointing, a lot of organizing. Fake handoff to Stanback. Fajardo looking deep, running to his right, throws almost a hat trick of interceptions for Richard Leonard. He dove for it, could not make the catch, but it is incomplete, and Montreal has to punt. We talked about it earlier, Luke. Tyreek McAllister, he's due. Maybe this is the time. That would set up a good CFL finish.
It would.
He's standing back on his own 10. Tiger Cats stay away from Joseph Zima, the punter. That cost them last time. And they do. Zima gets a good punt. McAllister positioned himself pretty much perfect, right where he was standing. Pretty good return, but there are flags. Got across the 15 to the 20, and the Alouettes were able to shut him down there. Lots of flags on the field.
Maybe a holding on Carthel Flowers Lloyd at the top of this return. McAllister able to get down to the 22-yard line or so.
There's even a flag back at midfield. There's a couple down near the Hamilton 20, and Ben Major coming over to Orlando Steinauer. So we'll get the call from the referee. Okay, so the Tiger Cats offense is
there are 2 penalties on the previous
leaving
play.
the field. Here's the call.
The first one before the kick, holding Montreal 44. The second penalty after Hamilton gained possession, illegal block number 43. Will re-kick.
Wow. Reset the clock. Did we? That's the biggest enemy, obviously, right now.
Yep. Montreal punting. It was the first time in their last 6 drives they didn't score any points. Tiger Cats defense needed that stop. It's a 13-point deficit. Zeman not as good a punt. This one will bounce at about the 22. A high bounce. Tyreek McAllister gets it at his own 15, and actually worse field position for the Tiger Cats. He got maybe back to the 20 or the 21. So those penalties didn't help Hamilton. Minute 14 to go. 5 straight drives where the Tiger Cats have failed to get a first down. Managed 12 net yards. They have to put that behind them and make something happen now. Taylor Powell, 5 receivers, as expected, 2 to the boundary side, 3 to the field. James Butler to his right. Powell is passing, stays in the pocket, throws. It's to Butler, and he turns around. He's hit immediately. Wound up with about a 3, maybe 4-yard reception. Cordell Rogers hard hit on James Butler. Butler's tough, he hangs in there. 2nd and 6, ball on the Hamilton 25-yard line. 3 receivers to the left of Taylor Powell. Montreal putting some pressure on, that forces Powell to run. They're closing in on him. Powell is sacked. Powell is sacked, and he'll lose more yards. Jamal Davis II, and there is some booing at Tim Hortons Field.
Well, he's got sacked inbounds too. I mean, of course, 13 points, 48 seconds. This is pretty much out of reach, but still, you know, a smart move would be to throw that ball away downfield there.
Davis made a good tackle on the sack. That pushes Hamilton back. A loss of 7, so now it's 3rd and 14. Ticats have to go for it. The ball's on their 17. More pressure coming on Powell. He runs up on the move, throws, dumps it off to Butler. It's up to Butler to make something happen. He can't. He's short of the first down, and the Tiger Cats turn it over on downs inside their own 30 with 24 seconds to go. This was a game that somehow slipped away for the Tiger Cats, Luke. It was all Cats. They had their biggest lead at the half. It was an 8-point lead. 1 point they were up by 2 scores. And late, Montreal got hot. They took advantage of some penalties on the Tiger Cats and lead 27-14. Tiger Cats in the first quarter had 9 first downs. In the second quarter, they had 6 first downs. Third quarter, they had 1. Fourth quarter, none.
Wow.
1 first down in the second half.
Yeah, it's not that we saw nothing good from this Ticat offense tonight. It's just they could not maintain the football or get any rhythm in the second half. And on the flip side of that, you got to give it to Cody Fajardo, who entirely turned their offense around in that second half.
Absolutely. Montreal wins the game 27-14, a big comeback for the Alouettes. And that's what we do. The season series for the Alouettes. That could play a factor in the East Division. They are alone in second place in the East. Time now for the Access Storage recap of the game. Score a touchdown with affordable storage. Access Storage has flexible storage solutions at a store near you. Try 4 weeks free. Details at accessstorage.ca. Luke, this was one that felt like it was going to be a Tiger Cats victory, and it was not. They just did not have anything going offensively in the second half, and Montreal was the total opposite. They were much better offensively in the second half.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Tale of two halves here. They came out of that in that third quarter, and the defense immediately gets a turnover, giving the Hamilton offense the ball with very favorable field position. That just resulted in only a field goal. They continued to almost get a punt blocked, and the field position went back in Montreal's favor. You gotta say though, at that moment when the game hung in the balance, right then Montreal was climbing back. That big flea flicker down the field,
yep.
That big throw that we saw a few times was a huge game changer tonight. I mean, that really changed the feel of this game from being all Hamilton to all of a sudden Montreal taking control. That was followed up then, of course, by a tipped ball for an interception, followed up by another touchdown. It got out of hand pretty quickly in that fourth quarter. Going into a bye week, RJ, I got to tell you, that's a tough loss to sit on for all this time.
Well, Montreal's done it twice to the Tiger Cats now going into a bye.
Very interesting. I mean, to have to deal with that in this week off and to stew on what was just a really poor second half all around, very difficult. And Montreal takes the outright second place in the East behind Toronto.
So Ottawa is in Saskatchewan tomorrow. We'll pay attention to what happens there, but you mentioned it, Luke. The Tiger Cats are on a bye week, and their next game is back at Tim Hortons Field, August 17th against Edmonton. So maybe a chance to heal some bodies, work on some things, and that turns into, we're getting to must-win territory, Luke. I hate to say it.
Yep, it's happening pretty quick this year. Like we've talked about in these past weeks, a lot of East versus East games that have already taken place. And Hamilton and Ottawa now in that third place position, and they've got to battle back against both Montreal and Toronto. Of course, Chad Kelly left the game for Toronto against Calgary. You see how that develops, and that's a team though that is more than just one player for sure. And this East is sort of a race for second, but Montreal, I don't want to take away from them what was a very, very good second half.
Yeah, they fixed some things.
They did. Cody Fajardo looked really good. They controlled the ball, the clock, the field position battle. They took advantage of mistakes on special teams, both nearly blocking a punt against Hamilton and then Hamilton roughing the punter going the other way. Both of those penalties or near misses resulted in points for Montreal. They did deserve to win that game. I mean, they really did, and Hamilton has to figure out a way that they can maintain some offensive rhythm throughout the entirety of a game.
Well, we'll wrap from the broadcast booth. Montreal beats Hamilton 27-14. Tiger Cats postgame with Bubba O'Neill and Andy Fantuz is coming up next. For our producer, Jake Varco. An extra special thank you to Jeff Giordad, our statistician, who's now is off to produce tennis for the next week. And our operator, Michael Steyer, always does a great job. And for Luke Tasker, I'm RJ Broadhead. Thanks for listening to Hamilton Tiger Cats football on the Ticats Audio Network.
Streaming live at listen.ticats.ca. This is the Ticats Audio Network.